have to die.
Welcome! We're live. Yes, we are late because, as per usual, me and Keat, as well as Keat and anyone, and me and anyone, kept getting in heated, spirited discussions about very important things.
That
Classic
wasn't really a
KW.
heated discussion.
Well, me as well. I'm not throwing you under the bus. I also got those arguments started, so... Motherfucker. Let me dive
Matt
under
was
the
just
bus
fighting a
with you.
wall.
I love to fight walls. They don't fight back. But
Yeah,
you
but they
can't
really
break
do bruise
them.
you.
Yeah.
Also, Seth, I sent you a video of what those things sound like. It's terrible.
Yes, apparently Seth has never heard
Imagine
of a
that
cicada
sound for like
is the other
50,
thing.
like different ones.
Wait,
all
you've
at once.
never heard of a cicada?
I mean, even if they do exist in my state, I don't pay attention. I just squish whatever bug is bothering me.
Well, they don't exist around the LA or that Louisiana area, I guess.
Civilization, of course.
Yes.
You know, cicadas, they aren't even like a multi-year thing. They come out every year.
Yeah, it says annual, but I don't know. I never paid attention enough.
It's the really big batch of them that happens every few years.
That makes sense.
Because there's different
Ooh.
species and some just do it yearly.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting thing, too, because it's like, it's a location by location basis as well. But I was talking, they're a really interesting tool when it comes to writing, because, you have characters from different settings. Well, it's a really good tool for establishing they're from a different time, because cicada's one place, no cicada's the other. Which is...
One fun thing is, depending on species, you can go, and they'll swarm your face.
Oh my
God. That doesn't sound fun.
Well, they think you're a female, so they're rushing to you.
Pete, why do you curse my dreams? Thank you for not having an answer to that.
I don't need an answer.
I feel like I have deserved one. It's like...
You don't.
Oh, fuck, there's no notes from last time.
Oh, good. I don't say anything. All right.
No, you have to recap from memory. That's the horrifying part.
From 2 weeks ago?
Was it only 2?
From 3 weeks ago?
Yep. What happened last time?
So there's this game, right, called Path to Create Nihil.
Oh my god, come on, man.
I never heard of it. How does it go?
We learned that Shadow is actually Shadow. Big shock there.
No, that was the session before that one.
Oh, God.
You guys gathered information on the brewery and the brewery accessories. Gavilan bought a watch of the brewery's mascot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Mickey Mouse watch. And we went to her. We went to our house. We ate various treats. We learned that there was a AI dude that runs the place that's gone rogue.
Yep.
And we learned we have so many days.
You have like
before
6
the
weeks.
reactor. We have an amount of days before the reactor goes kablooey.
You also learn they have snipers that can hit you from miles away.
I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, that's right, because there was a sniper that was hitting us from miles away, and I got shot in the face.
A literal aimbot.
Well, that's nice.
And we hit that aimbot.
Yep.
Did you report it?
And I got a nat 20 in performance. That's all I remember.
Dear God.
Everyone that is part of the government here is either that ally you have or a poppet, and a crazy one at that.
Oh, yeah, it's a crazy prophet.
Yeah.
That's like her maid or something.
No, it's like her... You know how there's like a lieutenant governor, like a vice president type thing? That's the lieutenant governor. And she says, yeah, he's not good with company. Well, I mean, just leave for your own safety.
And the governor is the Marine guy, right?
No. The governor is Rui Ironbrew, who's
Arnold.
the weird panda lady. Panda
Yes.
humanoid lady, yes.
That's all I remember. I'm out.
Yup. So, if all of that is true, what does that mean? What are we doing today, Keith?
We are doing nothing.
I mean,
Yay! Game over, guys. Good night.
Nah, you wish.
Yeah, no, Keith, seriously, what are we doing?
I saw you change that to a casket.
We're investigating the aimbot.
You're investigating the brewery.
We have 6 weeks to do that.
Investigating the aimbot.
So that raises a question. 2 questions, actually. First of all, where the fuck is the brewery?
I would assume.
No. You know where it is. It's just there's not really clear road instructions on how to get there. Also, this place is an unholy abomination of nature.
But we've been to
Is
the
it like DC? Is it like DC, where every street's a one-way street and they never go in the right direction?
No. It's a jungle. And there's
Oh.
monsters in the jungle.
Even worse.
Yes. Lions and tigers and bears?
Oh my!
Thank you.
I was about to do that too, but it's just like,
Not to worry,
that's
my
low-hanging
character has
fruit.
a
I'm not
sketch
taking
map
that.
of the place that I asked for previously.
Yes. It's still a hazard to get there, because, fuck.
Yes, but at least we won't end up lost.
I mean, if there's tigers there, I can just speak to them in Meowing.
Unless one of you decides to do something stupid for whatever reason. Seth, highs or lows?
No.
Oh my god. Okay,
You're immediately targeted.
Well, they're the only person.
Does that mean I could speak to the tigers in Meowanese?
I mean, I mean,
Lows.
Lows, thank you. Well, we'll get into what that means in a second. It's not immediate,
well,
but
fuck me, I guess.
well, no, it's not necessarily
No, don't
bad
do it.
every time.
Don't do it, please.
Yeah,
No,
no, it's not necessarily bad every time, Seth. Just inconvenient.
I'm flattered, but I'm gonna have to pass already.
I already got my thoughts, bitch. Okay, calm down.
So,
Off to a great start today.
Yep. Yes, there we go. It's working. Okie dokie. So, you guys getting there is not going to be the hard part. The hard part is going to be, well, what, do you guys expect to just walk into this heavily armed, heavily armored place?
I mean, sure, we do that a lot. Just knocking on the front door does work a lot more than you'd think it would.
Yeah, but if anything that I've learned is, if you're in Candela Obscura, knocking on the door will get you effing killed. So it doesn't work every time.
About your strategy?
If we've learned anything,
all of you agree.
Don't follow
to
what the
just
bird's doing.
Walk in the front door.
Heck no, you know Xiao ain't down for that.
We walk through the front door. I'm just acknowledging this works a lot more than you say it does.
Oh my god.
To be fair, your party is pretty good at brute force.
That is fair, but at the same time, self-check.
Also, speaking of your party being good at brute force, yeah, Matt and Graves are going to be doing their own thing for this one, so...
Yay.
So,
time to
ironically enough, does take a slight... Well, you guys might want to talk about your strategy for entering the place to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Brief overview of what the area consists of again. There's several buildings that are important. There is the Welcome Center, which might have clues on how to counteract the AI, all those wonderful things. Because it's designed to also... It's a weird thing where it's designed with someone realizing the machines can go rogue and there might be information around the place to shut down the machines. There's the building where all the AIs and whatnot for the machines are operated at, which is where Matt and Graves are heading to, actually, because Matt is going to be your AI in the sky dude for this.
Yay.
I thought our AI in the sky, dude, was, you know,
It's not Skynet.
Deros.
Skynet.
But Zeros has to be the guy weeding out the traps, so...
Is the map supposed to be all white?
Yes, you guys are on a flip mat at the moment while we're deciding your actual strategy.
Okay.
So...
Well, you know, I vote we try to at least knock. What's everyone else's idea?
I highly advise against that, considering
I
that
haven't
they're already
recapping
alert.
the... Thank you. Before you guys get into that, let me finish the recap of the important buildings. Because these are important for figuring out your stratagem here. You have the main office buildings of the place, another good place to look for any codes that might be helpful to shutting down the operation without having to confront the main guy. You have the research center, which is still being operated by the machine, so there's combats in all of these places, generally. But the research center is probably the best place to look for those codes if they exist. And it's also a good place to take out first, just in general, because that's where all the new machines are built, right? Well, sort of. There's also a factory that is a bit less easy to find, and there's a museum, which may or may not also be a good place to look for information. All of these places have armed guards.
I suggest the complaints department that you mentioned earlier from last time.
I vote the offices, which is probably where
Can you clarify? It's been a hot second, and why we got.
You mentioned that they had a literal complaints department.
Oh yes, it's at the welcome center.
Yeah, the HR.
No. A literal complaint department, which is the welcome center isn't guarded, by the way. The welcome center is just a treasure trove of information waiting to be unlocked, and there's a literal complaint department in there.
Well, naturally, as good law-abiding citizens who knock, we would start at the Welcome Center, so I vote the Welcome Center.
I mean, would it have like a one of those like maps? Like, hello, welcome. Here's the map of everything that's here.
It's basically alcoholic Disneyland, so yeah, probably.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
I think they have a log flume.
A log flume with beer.
They do have what some might consider a log flume, yes.
My only question is the group all going together in one place, or are we kind of like splitting off, searching different places?
I mean, do you guys want to split the party?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I mean, I'm more so just asking, because there wasn't really any clarification, like, are we doing, like, split up, or are we going in the group? What are we doing?
I am entirely against splitting the party.
Yeah.
You know, it's all I really wanted to know, because I didn't know what we were doing. Because I heard two different people say two different places, so I'm like, wait, are we splitting up, or what are we doing?
No. The complaints department and the welcome center are the same place, so...
Yeah.
So...
Well, yeah, no, but I mean, like, I heard, like, the complaints department and then office, and I'm like, huh?
This has been an interesting start, but I have not been the best with recapping, so not bad.
My brain go burn.
So yeah, you guys' main shot is the welcome center, which is the front door of the place. It's a welcome center. That's the front door. It's not guarded as heavily,
I'll do next second.
because reasons which you might find in the Welcome Center. Regardless, I do have some things I'd like to ask for. First of which being a survival check. Your platoons are live starting now.
What?
Your platoons. You know, make up for your shortcomings. They're live. Platoon
They're live?
system engaged. Your platoons are
I.e.,
starting
go
now.
get your platoon character sheets.
Yep.
Go get them.
Oh wait, did I ever sort that out? I don't know
No.
if I did. Bullshit.
You're going in solo. Congratulations.
Well, it's not the biggest deal at the moment. It
You
might
can
be
borrow-
later on,
You can form the mighty if you want.
but we
Wait.
can fix that if it becomes a problem. So, for those of you who've sorted out the platoon thing, which, to be fair, Seth, we sorted out the platoon thing before you rejoined, so it's not really your fault.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true.
It's just something I have been failing to capitalize on, so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's fair. Fair enough.
Ironically enough, but I do need a survival check. At least one per person from one of your platoon members. Or, Seth, you're a rogue. You probably have somewhat decent survival.
Survival. Bing.
That is somewhat decent survival.
I hope
Edison
so.
might be the
He is acting slow.
Edison. Survival check. Let's go.
I
That's a
love
40.
how that works. By the way, if it has finished, remember, get rid of the double brackets and the finished. Because
Not necessary.
it'll fuck with... No. If it's double brackets, yours is only a single bracket.
Yeah, just get rid of the second one in the front.
Or the back.
Or the
Yeah,
back.
because it'll try and roll the name.
Which is weird.
It's a wonderful place, Roll20. I do enjoy its services.
Yeah, but like, why does it look at the name? It doesn't make sense.
Survival. Because it sends the whole thing as a code, and that's bracket speed.
I see.
What did you roll, Seth? 9. 17.
Is that good?
I mean,
bad?
It's not bad. It's not great. It's okay. It's pretty decent. And that just means I'm waiting on Zeros and Silver, whether it's Alvera or member of
He's
the
AFK.
platoon.
Trying to remember what my platoon was. I think it was.
Oh, if you just go to the characters, you'll find only the sheets that you have access to. So I'll walk you guys down the route just to make
Unless
sure.
you're me.
It's allies, and then it's NPC members of the Ice Peace Project, and then it's at the base of operations, parentheses the bench, and then it's everything in there.
Yeah, I have access to more character sheets than just mine, obviously.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to check that very quickly because pretty sure I have accounted for you.
Pretty sure that Alda and Clara were in my party.
Yeah, no, your sheets
And
are there.
Mimi
You might
Lilac.
just have to. Once again, it's in a
Okay,
little bit
so
of.
I'm going to say this now. Claire Sky is underneath Alexander Romanov's crew, so you can look through that subheading.
Yeah, I recruited
Who are the other ones?
them. I have all 3 of them up now.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
cool.
Yeah.
And so
I just memorized
do you
myself
need
where
any help with finding yours, or?
Silver is not here. She's AFK.
Oh, that's who you were mentioning. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So I'll take. Yep. It's a 3. Well,
I don't know why that just did a pop out, but okay.
so Fortunately, the jungle isn't the hardest thing to traverse. It takes a second or two longer, but you're able to get to the visitor center with little to no issue. It's not entirely clear as to whether or not you managed to get there without blowing the cover that you were getting to that place. But there's no gunshots above you as you enter the place. Here's your
that's
map.
a
Your blue square has been placed. Feel free to place your active character on that little thing there. We'll
Did you
start
make-
exploring this one. Yes, I did make this one.
Okay. So you change the thing.
Oh,
again.
my main
Got
character.
it. There you go. Switch.
Got it.
Alrighty then. Okay, untitled. Got it.
Okay, wait
Okay.
a second.
Blue square.
full
Yes, on the other side of the bridge. Yep.
Yeah, so you guys should be at full health. You didn't have any fights yet. Oh, and another thing to remember. There is two things. One, spell slots here are going a bit... Magic here is going a bit haywire. There's not a limit to spell slots here. Aside from any additional ones you get from people on the island. So, like, Zeros, your remake is the exception. Second thing, that's also a good thing to have it as an exception, because there is a non-0% chance that your spell will backfire. Which does not mean, oh, your heal spell will kill your ally. It means, occasionally, your heal spell may turn into a fireball. You know, that happens.
Is the risk of that based on the skill level, or is it just...
The risk of that is based upon whether or not you're reusing a spell slot.
And, someone's mic is going crazy.
Is it mine?
I'm
might be
hearing like
mine.
from an old VCR.
Yeah, let me double check.
I'm not
Is
seeing
that-
anything.
I think it's Seth.
Is it me?
Yeah, yours
Yeah.
buzzes in every time one of us buzzes out. It's interesting, but primarily speaking, the big thing here is you can reuse spell slots without doing a long rest. It will have downsides the more consistently you do that. So, don't blow your load like always, but know you can blow your load in an emergency with less repercussions.
Oh boy. Also, I love how Gavilan's in the front.
I'm beefy.
Also, he can redirect damage to people, so yeah.
So, my character down first, so I'm not in front. All of you chose to be behind me.
Yeah, Carl. Why are you in the back?
Just as Josh with Gavilan.
Grumbly, grumbly, grumbly.
So, first
Deal
thing
with
to
it.
notice about... Well... first thing to notice about this is that I literally did not... Gavilan,
Oh,
You-
Jiminy
you-
Christmas. I'm back.
no, put yourself back there, buddy. You
What's going on?
tempted fate. Gavilan, the bridge I was about to mention did not look the most stable. Now I'm asking for a reflex save.
Can I just dim door off of it?
Why?
If that were an option, I'd be asking that. I'm asking for a reflex save.
Darn.
Yeah, not what I was looking for. So, Gavilan, you fall into the river below as the bridge turns into splinters the moment
No,
you
I
stepped
don't.
on it. Oh, yeah. I mean,
And I'm just gonna fly to the other side.
oh, yeah, I forgot you could fly.
Yeah, no. 2 of us in the party can fly.
I can fly too.
Oh,
3 people can fly.
awesome.
Wow.
So,
But-
do we roll
I
initiative
guess
or
throwing
just...
Seth and I under the bus.
No, The whole point of that bridge being rockety was I was going to ask you for a crafting check before you stepped onto it, so that you could repair it so it didn't turn into zero bridge. It is now zero bridge, which means those of you who can fly are the option for exploring the visiting center.
Well, hold on. I have a rope. I could just tie it to one of these trees over here, tie it to the other end, and have them shimmy.
I mean, I'm fine with
That's
that.
very risky.
Very risky.
I've got a better idea. I'll use my Protestus.
I mean,
and spend
Alvaro
a
wouldn't be
hero
opposed,
point.
but she'd say that you're
We
stupid
are
for
level-
breaking the bridge.
I have enough of those, so I go down to 103, and I will sprout from my back 6 black leather draconic wings crackling with red energy. That does
Wait,
essentially nothing.
I forgot, one of the test tosses is I can just grant everyone the ability to fly.
Oh yeah!
You're the one trying to strangle us down the freaking cliff.
Okay, so
I was like, we either give them flight or we do a 2-man thing where we just carry everybody across. Because I know I have the athletics to it.
Make me fly.
You are level 20. Are you honestly telling me you cannot shimmy a rope?
That is an acrobatics check.
I never said I couldn't.
Look, I will. I don't think I have a button for it, but I will.
Also, I don't have my sheet open. Hold on, I need to find out. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm going to say this now. I might have a 33 in acrobatics, but that's actually technically...
Oh, by the way, Gavilan, highs and lows.
It's
What did you say, Gavilan?
always high.
Hi, my ass.
Well, the visitor center is still not being attacked.
Yet.
Oh, no. Still not being attacked. That's all I'm saying. We can fly! Oh, that is the funniest Leroy Jenkins that Gavilan's done so far. And it's not his first.
Oh, by the way, Gavilan, you misspelled time.
But yeah, I go ahead and zip over there with my turn.
Of course.
I just fly, because I can just fly.
Everyone can get over here.
I was gonna say, now I would have been curious of how the shimmying would have
It's on all your spell lists.
I'm feeling on edge today. I was curious of how the shimmying would have gone.
Where's Alvera?
We can fly, Alvera. Gavilan literally made a protest us for all of his allies being able to fly.
Even if she falls, she can still fly up.
I mean, if you want to
say, what if she refuses and decides to go the risk anyway?
Well, Gavilan, you want to string up the rope with the crafting check?
To tie a knot? I guess, sure. Is this one of those things where just everything becomes harder because we're high level?
Well, no. The check to shimmy over the place is a DC set by the environment. It's not the hardest thing. But there's a 1 on every dice. Yeah, it's a sturdy enough knot that they could shimmy over. I need an acrobatics, Alvera.
Okay, Alvera, who has functioning wings, I set the rope for you.
You just spawn your character.
She likes to do things a way that doesn't... God. Do I need to add my character? Hold on.
I don't see him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also need an acrobatics check. So, first, add your character. Second, feel free to roll me that acrobatics check. By the way, how's the crippling fear of water, Alvera?
Uh-oh.
Don't mention about that. Where am I putting my character?
In the blue box.
I also hope you're not afraid of heights or rope.
She ain't afraid of rope.
I mean,
know that.
Also, heal yourself.
Oh my god. I ain't afraid of no.
God, am I
Ain't
still
afraid of no rope.
low health? Fuck me, man.
No, yeah, you're at full health. You're at full health. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. Just whenever you
Token
can,
theory,
give me
then.
that
I was
acrobatics
gonna say, whoever
check.
just said heal yourself, I thought it was
No.
low. God,
No,
about made me
no.
shit myself here.
Yeah. No,
Just-
no, your token's being weird.
Guys, Alvera, acrobatics check. That will be the first priority. I can fix your token while you're doing that. That's an
Here we
8.
go.
Meaning half the time you
God.
pass this. How is the crippling fear of water doing, Alvera?
Hate it.
How is the crippling fear of piranhas doing, Alvera?
Excuse me?
You heard me. How's the crippling fear of piranhas doing?
Bitch, does it look like I knew these things over here?
I mean, well, technically you can fly out, so that's 20s. That's not what I meant to roll. There we go. So
Ooh.
What is that?
will be damage from the mechanical piranhas in the moat. Upon your reflex save. That I need you to take a disadvantage because you are swimming and you do not have a swim speed.
If only Alvera had functioning wings, then she could.
No, she does have
I'm rolling
functioning
reflex.
wings. Yes, reflex. At disadvantage, roll twice. We'll take the worst result. You're in water and don't have swim speed. Your lowest result is a success, and that means you get a crit success, right? No, not quite yet. That's next level. So, actually, no. So you take no damage. Are you going to use your wings? Or are we going to...
Yes, man.
I mean, you are
Make
going to
everything
end up
easy.
a few miles... The river is very fast. You're going to end up a few miles downstream, but you're going to be able to fly out.
Because I listened, Catboy, you decided to handle my ass. You know what's gonna happen.
Your ass with that same rope, dumbass.
God.
Also,
Yeah.
everyone, highs or lows.
Well, I choose high.
Oh, no.
Individually,
Hi.
No,
or
group, high or low. I need you all to agree.
I always usually go high.
Let's go
Okay,
high.
hi.
I mean, it's been 50-50, and yeah.
The place is still not being attacked.
Hello, Will.
Hello, Will.
Hello,
Yay.
Will.
Put yourself on the board.
Put yourself on the board. There is no bridge. The bridge is a lie.
Would you like to fly or climb a rope for no reason?
There are mechanical piranhas down below.
The fox has already failed.
I would not recommend you climb a rope.
The fox has already failed climbing the rope, so might as well.
Just
Unless
have
Bartok just
do it.
really wants to climb a
Bartok
rope.
doesn't even roll to climb that.
It's an acrobatics check. It's not a climbing thing. It's a balance thing.
You're climbing the rope.
I have a climb speed.
I did not say this is a rope. This is a tight rope. This is not a climb.
Technically, you're not climbing, you're shimmying on a rope across a chasm.
Okay.
Two separate things.
Acrobatics
I will do
check for balance. You are not shimmying underneath it.
Oh, I thought we were
No,
shimmying underneath.
you guys are walking across it. Shimmying
What?
across this chasm is not generally recommended. There's a lot of wind. There's a lower chance of you shimmying across and being able to pull yourself back up
Now trying
than there is to
to
balance over it.
tightrope. Trying to walk a tightrope in heels is not the best thing.
In other news, I might have nearly had heat stroke at work today.
You alright?
I'm alright.
You had wings, Albert.
Yeah, by the way,
I'm aware.
Bartok, you also have wings. You do not have to use the rope unless you feel like doing as Alvera did.
I literally do have winged boots, which... Or
Not
wait,
even
I
just
have
that,
I have like leap. I can just jump across.
Yes, you could do
And
that
how long is
too.
Let's all punch the ribbon.
How long of a distance is it?
You would, based upon the rules of Cloud Jump, need to roll a DC 15 athletics check.
Doesn't it go up with my move speed?
No, it does not.
Or there's something else that does. I forget.
That would be your climb speed. Yeah, I just... Also, please put yourself on the board on the other side of the bridge.
I will.
Thank you.
I understand everybody's laughing at the fox now because you stupid decided to try and shimmy the rope.
Well, the real question is, none of you said you were going to try and stealthily fly across that bridge.
How does one stealthily fly?
Well, yeah. I knew. Is there anything on the other side?
Jungle. You're at the visitor center to the brewery. And...
Or is it here?
Well, I mean, I did roll a stealth check way beforehand, but...
You are the exception, not the rule. That's why I asked for those highs or lows. They may or may not know you're at the visitor center. I just got here.
I wouldn't have known whether I needed to do a stealth check or not.
Well, you're infiltrating an enemy base.
Oh, okay, so then I would have made a stealth check.
Yes! Come on, guys!
Well, I was literally... Man, I had an excuse.
No. You have an excuse.
Speaking of...
You do.
The entirety of our platoons also have to do the stealth roll.
No. This is... You choose one person at a time.
Oh my god!
Bartok,
they
not only do they know you're here, they fired a warning shot 2 miles ago.
Well, that's good. Hold on, that proves...
No, I just landed very badly, and I just made a very loud noise.
No.
That proves the enemy is thinking and has morals. That's good.
Well, you definitely landed very loudly, but like I said, they knew you were coming 2 miles ago, and gave a warning shot at that point. Once again, I'm just trying to emphasize that if they want to shoot you at this moment, or if they could shoot you at this moment, they would have...
And this proves that
that this is a safe location for your platoon to swap.
Don't worry, I was rolling my stealth for everybody's stealth.
Oh my! Well, congratulations, everyone! You have discovered this place literally cannot be fired at by these people because of that right there.
Because of what?
There is a 2-mile radius around the Welcome Center that is a safe area. They cannot fire when you are in this 2-mile radius. They can know you're there, but they can prepare ambushes outside of it, but they can't attack you while you're in this particular area.
Why not?
The Welcome Center is 2 miles away.
That ability requires player consent, by the way.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware. But it would get you.
You're not going to drag me through the mud with you.
That's fine.
I'm literally a rogue. I will not take somebody else's stealth roll over mine.
That is fine.
Own that one, if you will.
And my entire character is literally straight built off this.
So then Lewis could roll his stealth for everybody.
Well,
and
I mean,
I will still be noticed.
Okay. I guess just ignore that piece of information.
Are we all rolling stealth then, or what do we do?
No.
What do you say?
Just ignore that piece of information I gave you then.
I heard you, Matt.
But because we had people backtrack on that, free information is no longer free. Don't use it.
Better idea. I didn't say I was flying in stealthily. But, given the way that I chose to approach the situation, I want to diplomacy to, appear as if I'm more majestic than threatening as I approach.
I don't think that's necessary, but alright.
I mean, yeah, you can try. It's not necessarily a bad idea, but...
So does that mean that the Welcoming Center is 2 miles away from the brewery?
It means that there is a 2-mile safe zone.
Wait,
there
that's wrong character. My bad.
The brewery, but the 2-mile area around the Welcome Center is a safe zone.
So there's still buildings in the safe zone in the Welcome Center. So
Wait, was that character?
But again,
Did I roll
because
Mimi's?
we had some people with pride, that information is no longer free. You guys are going to have to figure that out now.
Oh, my bad. I rolled Mimi's diplomacy instead of mine. That's a 15 out of 51.
That is fine. Your main objective is still to explore the Welcome Center. So,
I'm gonna start walking the stairs.
oh yeah, no, those are stairs.
And is anyone coming?
Well,
Sure.
the door's blocked.
Yep.
Oh wait, so okay.
I'm gonna knock. I'm gonna knock.
No!
You already
It's
said
a
you was
welcome-
going to knock. There is no
I'm
answer
not-
of any kind
Okay.
whatsoever.
Would you like to lockpick?
Yeah, I got this.
That is an interesting thing. There is no overt lock on the door.
Just gently pushes it, see if it's open.
Okay, then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dim door.
I mean, it's a welcoming center for crying out loud.
You gonna
The
dim
door
door?
should be open, or
gonna
the
dim
door
door.
should be open.
You are going to dim door into the building? Is
I
that
was gonna say he
what
tries
I'm
to
hearing?
dim door in, and he like misses it
Yeah.
completely and ends up in the
That's what,
backyard or
that's what I'm
something.
doing.
I am
I-
going to, on that note, step back.
Before you do what you're going to do, Gavilon, hit that little spell button for me, and highs or lows, buddy.
Oh, I
I
thought
saw
that
Well,
was
actually, that's the wrong
Um,
question. I have to look something up, so we'll come back to you. Go ahead, Lewis.
I stride as a reaction.
Oh, no. This is only affecting him. I just have to look it up, so... You are fine to do what you were going to do, but Gavilon is ending up in a different thing than he was intending.
Is this due to the spell slot thing, or is this a separate thing?
No.
I think it's due to the mechanics
That
of
is
dim
due
door.
to the mechanics of that building.
So
Oh.
it's different. Gotcha.
That, and I love how I said he's gonna dim door inside. And he's gonna completely miss and end up like in the backyard or something.
Huh.
I could see that.
The thing
I could
about
see that.
dim door is that the location to and from needs to be known.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
no.
sure that's specifically in the spell description.
I don't
Fifth
know.
level 1, you just need to be able to know the general location within a mile. So he could dim door into a building. That is not out of the question.
Now hold on. It says I have to see it. Are these see-through doors?
5th level. The range is
Where's
1
our
mile.
windows?
You don't need to be able to see your destination as long as you've been there in the past. And
Yeah,
it's
as long as
relative
you've been there in the
location and
past.
distance from you.
I don't think I have. Fifth.
I mean,
That's
you've
why I
lived
said the
millions of
location
years,
had to be
Gavilon.
known.
Oh no, he knows this location. That's the downside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he's lived a long ass life, and he has been in that room before.
Oh wait, I have. I thought I'd been tortured for a long ass life. All right, I've been here.
Oh no, the Welcome Center is interesting. You need to roll me a d20. By the
Okay.
way, these are a. Where do you end up on the wonderful, wonderful many planes of this existence?
I'm perfectly fine with this.
Oh,
I
boy.
will.
18.
Congratulations, you wound up in the ethereal plane.
What?
Is that good or bad?
It means you're gonna be away for a bit. Takes 10 minutes to pass the cast planar teleport. You'll be away for at least 10 minutes. But do you have that spell, Gavilon?
Teleport, yeah.
Interplanar teleport or plane shift.
Plane shift, I might. I have gate.
So yeah, you'd have to gate, which would just be.
Can I gate inside?
I mean, you
Okay,
dim
no-
doored to the ethereal plane, so you'll need to plane shift or to gate somewhere.
Yeah,
where
I guess
you-
not.
But you'd also generally not want to gate back to that location, because then, you know, that's just a giant red flag that you're entering. So if you had to go to a perfect in-between, Gavilon, someplace where you know you'd be safe to get an interplanar teleport back to the location, where would you gate to?
I'm gonna gate to the other side of the bridge.
Don't worry,
So
you'll
that
end up there eventually.
So that I can shimmy over.
What?
So that I can shimmy over.
So you can shimmy over the gap.
Finally,
Okay.
Gavilon, make me an acrobatics check. You can do that. So, anyways, while he's doing that, what other things are you gonna try and do to Did anyone else say they were going to try and knock? Out of curiosity.
No, I said that I was going to go ahead and try to open it because it's a welcome center. The door should be open.
He said it was locked.
Open. They are locked.
Okay.
Well, he said it was closed, so I was like, oh, why don't we lockpick it?
Can I examine the door?
Have a lock. Yeah, yes, please, please. Crafting or magical tradition of your choice.
Hey, wait, I think I pulled up the wrong character sheet again. One moment. Given the sort of place that we're in, does this have a keypad next to the door?
It's a different thing. It does have a keypad next to the door, but generally speaking, there's something else going on with this door. You might be more familiar with the technology, and you could theoretically hack into it, but
I just make craft and check.
You might want to make one of those suggested checks before doing that.
What?
You said you were going to make a crafting check. Please do.
Okay.
That is something I've yet to reintroduce for a while. That is a door into a reset realm. In other words, you are about... The Welcome Center is a gateway to a deity's domain. So, knocking was the right thing.
Oh, wait, Matt, I do have plane shift.
Thank you. Walking was the right idea. Knocking was the right idea, I mean.
I knocked and responded.
It did not respond because you should not be knocking on her door.
I was, given that I have the tech lore skill, I was going to use the intercom.
Thank you. Yes, that would be fine. I just wanted to make sure you were aware before hacking into a deity's realm.
I wasn't going to try to hack into some place that somebody just got knowingly shifted out of.
You literally just said you wanted.
Yeah, you would probably know they got knowingly shifted out of. That would be.
I mean, there's a chance that the classic username admin, password admin still works, but I don't want to push our luck.
Oh my god.
So, you push the intercom button. What are you saying?
Hello there. Our group that's recently touring the island is here to visit the Welcome Center. May we be granted admittance, if you would, please?
Oh, yeah, so it was you guys.
Oh, that's a low roll.
Wait, what? Oh, right! Yeah, password's 425.
Thank you. We'll be on our way in then. Should we wait for you in the lobby?
Yes, but be careful. The first step's a doozy.
Gotcha.
Boy.
I type in 425 on the keypad.
Yes, and out opens the door onto the top of an impossibly tall and ever-growing spire of gleaming quintessences that rises up into a silver void of the astral plane. Welcome to Pharasma's personal domain, a place that not even her followers get to very frequently, because that in and of itself is the one way you can truly kill her. Welcome to Pharasma's personal reset realm.
Why would a Pharasma answer if I was knocking?
Because you're supposed to be working.
That's just rude.
Yeah, to be fair, why were you there in the first place, Gavilon?
Yeah.
What?
You were there because you were being punished, Gavilon.
That was like only the first few hundred years.
True, but I mean, did you not just hear me? You can literally fight her on even ground and kill her here. She doesn't want you coming here for no goddamn reason.
If there's one person who thinks wouldn't try and fight and kill her, it would be as old as time Gavilan.
I mean, you have your moments.
Am I plane shifted back yet?
I mean, 10 minutes later.
Alright,
the door is
still long gone.
No, the door's still open.
Yeah, I know, but we're long gone.
Yes.
Imagine he comes back, he's about to walk through the door and it closes on him.
Well, clearly, the answer to this is the dim door.
The answer to this is the go again.
You're really gonna do this again, Gavilan?
Well, I'm not the one who chose the door to close in my face, okay?
Fair enough.
I said just imagine if he came back and it closed on him as he was about to walk through.
Fair enough, roll me another d20.
Oh,
oh my god, you're actually...
I don't want to waste another spell slot.
Thank you!
But how am I getting in then? The door's closed.
I never said the door closed automatically.
Then why would you let me dim door?
Well, because you knew the location. You met the requirements for the spells, and I was going to let you do what you wanted to do.
The whole reason I said I would dim door is because the door closed.
I thought you meant the first time. The second time, I did not know you were under the assumption the door was closed. I mean, it would probably close. Yeah, this is the jungle, so... I mean, this time you probably get a response on the door, but we'll come back to you in about 10 minutes.
Okay. So I'm not asking. Got it.
Yeah, you're not going to be sent for another interplanar teleport. Don't worry. And Phrasma says, I forgot a long time ago, I made a deal with Abadar, who made a deal with some people, who wanted records stored in a safe place, and that ended up being here and not the first vault for some reason. Why are you here? There's like 3 possible reasons why, and where is this the welcome center to? As she walks up to a filing cabinet and starts thumbing through it.
This is to the Iron Brew Brewery. Apparently. Not sure why it leads to your domain, but,
Oh, well, the information is primarily in my domain, so it's stored here for safekeeping. What do you want to know? I've got the file. I can't give you the file outright. Well, unless you're feeling lucky.
Well, personally, I'm here because I heard this is also the complaints department, and,
Yep,
that one's having a bit of an issue right now with a robot uprising.
I mean, this is definitely the complaints department, and a robot uprising has been something I've heard a couple of times. But also, generally, a good idea to not complain.
Naturally. We were wondering if you'd heard any, though, nonetheless.
Yes, so... Just out of curiosity, do any of you know what this particular part of the boneyard is? Because before we go forward, I might want to establish some understanding and then rules of this place.
Would we?
I don't have boneyard lore.
This would just be a religion check.
I would
know like occultism.
I would know this automatically, but I'm currently
I'm pretty sure I know.
Zeros, this is a reset realm. You've heard of these things before. This is a place where more immortal beings will go to recuperate after a mortal failing. And generally speaking, in order to kill beings with these, you have to kill them here. However, it is generally considered possible and fair, but you have to do so through their rules, and the rules can be whatever they want. So you might want to ask what the ground rules are of this place, as a general rule of thumb, anytime you enter one of these things.
Oh, I see. I have a basic understanding of what ground we stand on now. This is similar to my citadel that I have in the middle of subspace. Yeah, so before we go any further, is there anything that we specifically should or shouldn't do while we're here?
They set up the complaints department here because if you complain, you are going to be stricken with every disease possible.
Good to know.
The other two rules I have are accept what fate you have been given, or you will start to feel fate sinking down on you. And the third and most important rule is if you come here for information, be prepared to play to win.
I enjoy games.
I mean, depends upon your definition of game. But now that that's been established, I'm noticing, oh, that's why he was knocking on my door earlier. And she, brings her hand down and grabs Gavilan by the collar and pulls him in here.
Oh, I was gonna do a bit after you were done talking where she hears from her pocket. Da, 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 da.
Oh my god.
That can happen beforehand.
Sorry,
It's just Gavilan holding his little multi-sending stone, just being held by the collar.
Perhaps I'm lost in the ethereal realm. Can you come pick me up and teleport us out with me?
Yeah, you know what? That happens, and she's like, oh, sorry, I lost my Gavilan. And she does exactly that by flicking her wrist down, and you're suddenly appearing held in her collar, and she's like, well, Gavilan, do you remember this place?
Oh, hey, my friends! How'd you guys get here?
This is where I would throw Gavilan when he was being particularly annoying. You might notice he doesn't complain as much anymore. So, Gavilan, do you remember the time you spent here? Not in the boneyard itself, but this particular part of it.
Yes.
Wonderful. So you remember that if you wanted to ask me questions about things here, you had to beat one of my champions in single combat.
Oh. I thought it was a game of the one where you spin the wheel and you put your foot or hand on the colored spot.
I volunteer as tribute.
Hey. Okay, you guys get 3 pieces of information for free.
We weren't supposed to tell you this, but we got tired of fighting and came up with new ways to do it.
Yeah. Fighting gets dull after a while, and I only have so many Vanths I can throw at someone before I run out of Vanths.
Psycho Pumps are really good at Stratego.
And Twister, Uno, chess. You were always a fan of checkers.
I was good at the checkers.
So, single combat does not necessarily mean one-on-one fighting. That's a little definition I use. It can be a game of your choice. Could be a fight. Could be a game of wits. So, Zeros, I will give you 3 small pieces of information for free. First of all, the brewery itself is occupied by less than 1,000 robots at this point in time. And the majority of these 1,000 robots, or less than 1,000 robots, are not combat-oriented. Secondly, the robots are all based off of previous humans who have been a bother at this place. Thirdly, the robots, you may or may not be aware of, will turn your electricity into their own electricity. So try not to use electric damage on them. That being said, you said you wanted to duke it out with one of them first. What is your method of combat?
Polo.
I think I'll go with got any fighting video games? I'd like to play versus your best AI that you got.
Oh my god, he's gonna Street Fighter.
He's going up against hard mode Mortal Kombat. Great.
Well, technically, champions are people who have ended up here after their life, and the Boneyard is a timeless place. How do you feel about Melee? Melee.
Can we go something that isn't a platform fighter?
They play a mean Kirby. Be careful.
He's just versus the Mewtwo AI.
I guess we can do that. What game would you prefer?
I'd say something from the Blaze Blue franchise, but that would be unfair. So Guilty Gear, Street Fighter 2, or let me think of a third option.
Street Fighter 2 sounds good.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2 sounds fine.
I love how Matt will be like, I'm sorry, what is a France? But also be like, okay, we can play Street Fighter.
To be fair, you're not typically talking about France around cosmic entities.
So she's aware she's a board game?
Well, yeah, no, but she's aware of the other existences because she gets souls from all of them.
Alright, fair enough.
So she says, now, typically, well, you wanted to fight an AI, so I've designed this particular AI off of a once upon a time now deceased world champion of that game. So have fun.
Okay, what's doing?
Great, it's Justin Wong again, for fuck's sake.
You do actually have a chance, but what skill would you recommend using for this, Lewis?
Probably
Is it weird for me to recommend Reflex?
Reflex is fine.
Yeah.
It would make sense too.
It's not necessarily
considering my strat for beating him, since we mentioned Street Fighter 2. And if it's my choice, we'll play the original Genesis port of it.
Yes, the games are all entirely up to your choice, but the opponents are going to be the best from all of the possible universes that could be.
Okay, I'm gonna go meet some old friends while he's doing this.
Hold on, I might need you for a game. You're one of my servants.
Oh boy.
Alright, so roll that reflex save.
Yes. You're looking for a DC 48. Welcome. And she's like,
well, it's not exactly the cleanest, but the way that I go about it versus him, for the record, is that I proceed to light kick, medium repeated kick with Chumley, into repeatedly stomping his head in with her footstool infinite in the corner.
Yeah, so close
the most disgusting ways to destroy someone.
Hey, all strategies that win are valid, even if they're scumbaggy. But yes, I'm not necessarily saying that scumbaggy because I don't know too much about it, but for the sake of your role, that works. And she's like, you get one piece of information. What do you want to know? Oh, and for future reference, you might end up like the friend Gavilan here if you lose, so choose your games wisely. You might also end up dead. So choose your games even wiser. Oh, and the kind of dead you do not come back from, like, ever. Unless you're somewhere else at the same time. Look, essentially, there is no coming back from this, so if you want information, this is a hard game. But, Zeros, you have earned your hard victory. What do you want to know?
Given that this is also the complaints department, I would trust that you have some way of management of these sort of systems on the island. So if you had access to a terminal, could you perform a clean boot on the mainframe currently to, if it won't stop them outright, at least even the odds a bit?
Well, there is a terminal that has access to those, and I do have the code you'd need to enter into it. So here's that piece of paper. Don't worry, it's waterproof, burn-proof, shred-proof. You'll be able to use it when the time is right. I assume you know Java.
Yeah.
That's good. It's not the most ideal programming language, but they didn't have too many options, so...
I mean, it does run on everything.
Yep. So, that is the shutdown sequence that you can activate. The problem is you need the Archon unit's permission to activate it. The Archon unit has the admin control, so it's possible you can find another set of codes to get admin controls, but that is not located in my building.
Got it. Thanks.
Yes. Because originally the whole plan was to have people come in here, complain, and then not be a problem anymore. It's not exactly a... It's a weird place. Anyone else have any questions?
Can you put me down?
Why? You so afraid of being as fluffy as you are?
Because you're starting to choke me a little with my collar?
I mean...
Phrasing, Gavilan. Phrasing.
No, phrasing doesn't work here. I've learned that.
Yes, that was bad phrasing is what I was saying. You just asked to be put down.
Don't tell me how things work here. I've spent eons of time. I forget what I usually say.
You know, at this point, I've sort of become attached to this parrot, so, yeah. Also, Gavilan, we don't complain about choking here, remember? And she, like, yanks you up.
What did I say? Phrasing doesn't work here.
And then she throws you to the ground at your request and says, now, stay until you are needed.
Yes, miss. And I look at Xeros and say, mistress.
So, any other questions? Anything you want to try and win? This is a place where games can be played. But, remember, if you try and replace your fate, you will definitely feel the weight of fate. I have much more information about it, but I don't have any silver bullet for the sake of the matter. I might be able to narrow down your searches for the silver bullet you're looking for. So who's feeling lucky?
Shadow would raise his hand.
Well, come on up, Shadow. What method of combat would you like to partake in?
Okay, having heavily thought on this, especially with what she said, Shadow's just going to approach and say the following. Mom, if for nothing else to strengthen the bonds between yourself and my god, I would love to take on your own herald, as I am his.
Yeah. What question do you have?
What building would we wish to go ahead and go towards first?
Which building? The museum, actually, would probably be my best guess. There's a lot of interesting exhibits there, and they are all pretty useful for figuring out the various codes to get admin privileges. The code itself is a puzzle, and all the clues are in that building. But generally speaking, you just proposed a game that if I were to say yes to, could start a heavenly conflict. So don't do that again.
Also, just to clarify, if you were thinking it, I'm not her herald. In fact,
literally, it's just like, hey, we find out each other's shortcomings and can strengthen each other from it, kind of thing. It's like,
I actually asked Matt if I could be herald once, and he said no.
You've not quite earned it. Give it a level.
Give it a level 5.
So, anyone else feeling lucky? Next person to start an interdimensional, interplanar, interdeity conflict will be counted as complaining. Rule 4.
What? I mean, I guess I got started.
Carl, a deity's herald, offered to mano a mano her herald, which she knows, oh no, he definitely loses. He's like level 15, because that's the canonical answer. And also, oh, that would also start a interdeity conflict. I'm not allowed to do that. Next person to do such a thing will be stricken with the complaint disease.
Rasmus, I know he would lose, but I also know that would annoy the shit out of me.
No, I know he would lose, and that's basically interdeity warfare, and we have the mortal realm for that.
I know.
Who else is feeling lucky today? Who wants to play a game with one of my chosen?
Artek probably wants to participate, but he.
If you want to do it, Will, go ahead.
Okay, just remember the 3 rules. Don't complain, or you're gonna get every disease at once. That one's not rhymed. Try and change fate, and you will feel fate collapsing upon you. And if you want information or prizes, be prepared to play to win.
Oh.
What was I supposed to do exactly? I'm supposed to
tell her what game you want to play with one of her chosen.
It can be anything. We've so far done a fighting game and almost started a war.
So as long as it's between those 2 parameters, you're pretty much good.
You know, I guess I'll go with I guess a race, maybe.
A race. I do have something for this. But before we go forward, what are the rules of this race? What can and can you not use, if anything, to increase or decrease your speed or your opponent's speed?
No interacting with your opponent.
Fair enough. That rule seems fine. Anything else? And remember, if you say nothing else, that means no enhancements. If you want to clarify what enhancements are allowed, then of course. And also remember, before this is something that, depending upon how bad of a loss or how bad you choose the game, you could end up dead, or, well, like Gavilan here, under my knee, when I so need a stool.
And I love it, mistress!
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I already have Dolores for that, so We're fine.
Enhancements only of the alchemical variety are allowed.
What do you define by alchemical? Anything done through science?
Mundane, not magical. That's a better way to put it.
Mundane, not magical. That opens up quite a variety of options. So, just so we're clear, who can I pull from for the contestants? Since if I pull from everywhere, this is not a question. You would lose. If there is no restriction you can think of, there is no restriction.
Well, there is one off the bat. You specify that it's single combat. So,
no.
You can pull only one person to race against him, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. There are many people that I could choose from. I just want to know if he wants me to narrow it down.
Goemon.
Okay, let's see. The only residents of the Underdark, I guess.
Thank you for that answer. I have the perfect candidate. Meet Brewmaster Aisha, Drow Brewmaster from many years ago. And, on top of that, little thing, while skilled in the alchemicals, also skilled in martial arts, has a very nasty habit of anger, and very fond of drinking her brews on a daily basis. What is the speed you can get to at the max, Will?
I can use a cheetah elixir and the other so I can use a cheetah elixir.
Can you get to 765 feet in a single turn?
No.
Then you have lost.
Okay.
Could have chosen to race against Goemon.
Well, no, more of like that thing Carl told me about last week.
That's entirely mundane means, though.
Yes.
Yep. Is entirely mundane.
Yep. That's entirely just class feats, Will. It's not even alchemical items.
That's not even adding in magical items. Yeah, like once you add in magical items, it gets even more absurd.
No, just alchemical items. And if I do the same thing as you, that's the same bonus, just 760 feet in a single turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oof.
So, Bartok, you have a choice. Become like Gavlon and potentially be won back by your friends and allies, or you could always enter, and then she opens her palm like a triangle, and I need a will save. The Void.
Northwest. Oh my god, this is a Davy back fight.
It is. Well, you did a hero point for the save, so you're no longer going into the Void, but you did break Rule 2. So you're doomed 1.
I broke Rule 2. What rule?
Rule 2. Do not try and change your fate, or you will feel your fate weighing down on you.
Okay.
So, don't hero point. Unless you want to gain the doomed status condition. And that can be removed. It is worth it, because the alternative is just permadeath. So, yeah. Well...
Permadeath.
Well, I haven't quite broke it, and she pulls you by the collar and tosses you behind her and sets up a little wall for us. It's like, I'm going to have to break this one. So, if you don't have any questions or none of you want to win him back, then, you're free to go.
Can I play these games?
Well, technically, you would have to be one back to play the games, but theoretically, it's possible.
Oh, I was throwing the thing?
Yeah, dude, you are hers.
Well, yeah, but I also like leave and do things.
Yeah, because you've been housebroken, as she calls it.
But like, what I mean is like, we don't have to do like we have to do like bar talk.
Yes, that's essentially what's going to happen to Bartok.
Oh yeah,
Wait, what?
you're gonna become like me if no one wins you back.
Yep. Welcome to Pharasma's Reset Realm. You're playing her games and her rules. The rewards are worth it.
For a mere moment, I'm so sorry.
The rewards are worth it, but the downsides are quite significant. So currently we have 2 victories, 2 pieces of information. We have Bartok having a loss, being doomed 1 for breaking the rule of don't hero point while you're in the reset realm, and is currently in Pharasma's possession like Gavilan, but he needs to be housebroken. So basically, to summarize it, you need to win someone back, which means someone has to play a game, and you have to probably get information as well. So there's still games to play, and you can play multiple times. And your platoons can be interwoven into this. I just need to know who and what's the game. So, what are we playing next?
Well, he plays, so someone else has to do it.
Yep. Because you gotta win Gavilan back to be able to play too, so.
Which off table I'd ask you not to do.
Well, you wouldn't gain back all your memories, you'd just be allowed to play games for him. She can't undo what she did to you. You'd still be her plaything, but they'd be able to use you.
Oh. That's weird, but alright.
Well, you've already lost several times, so you're a lost cause for getting out of this mess.
Gavilan is permanently hers.
I choose a staring contest against Bleaky Bill.
And I just like to imagine this actually happened, and Blinking Bill is called that because anyone who challenges him to a staring contest will blink instantly.
He stinks that bad, dang.
Yeah, I actually just said Blinking Bill instead of Blinking Bobby. That was all my fault.
So, Alvera, Seth, you feeling confident in any games?
Hell no.
I was gone for a hot minute because I was asked to vacuum the house. I don't even know what the hell's happening.
Ah, wonderful.
You know, I randomly just wanted to participate, which I had no idea what was going on.
Hooray!
I mean, you were here, so... So basically, you're playing games that are putting your life on the line, and you can't hero point, or you'll gain doomed 1. You can either end up in Pharasma's service or die, and in order to not end up in Pharasma's service after you ended up there, or to come back from death, because yes, that is possible. Pharasma can pull you out of any dead situation, if she so wants to. That is her right. You'd have to win against her in a different game.
So, am I gonna die then?
Well, no, you're just going to be broken for the next million years in the boneyard.
Oh.
Which
That's later.
Well, you would basically have to submit to the authority of someone else, Bartok.
Too bad after the first millennia.
Even going on.
Reset Realm. You entered into.
Wait, hang on.
Can kill Pharasma if you choose the right challenge, which is why she makes these as hard as possible. Because while she doesn't dislike you or want you to fail, she also doesn't want to be challenged to the wrong thing and have to face the consequences. If you cannot fight her on an even level, she has to provide an even level for you to fight on. Hubris not being accounted for.
Just play tic-tac-toe with her or something, I don't know.
Yeah?
Go for it.
Against Pharasma?
Well, no, that would be unfair. She knows fate. But she would provide you with someone who is capable at tic-tac-toe. Since there's no official circuits for tic-tac-toe, this is actually a safer option.
Actually, no. If you pick O's, there's a strategy where you basically cannot lose.
What?
Well, he can explain that later. Anyways,
like
no,
that.
not Will. You can explain it later. We're not going to give meta knowledge to peeps. Okay.
Matt.
Yes?
For the record, if he chooses tic-tac-toe based on that, can we say that he lost again by default because it's X that wins? That can never lose because they always go first.
Well, they didn't say that, so... Also, that's not Bartok who is playing, so... Yeah, there's no official circuits. Do you pass along that knowledge to Seth, then... And you mentioned the strategy... If you know the strategy IRL, Lewis, and want to tell Seth that in character, through what your character might know of it, I will grant an automatic victory again.
Oh.
But you have to explain it in a way where it makes sense to me, the GM.
Impossible.
Well, no, actually, Lewis is quite persuasive, so it's pretty possible. Also, it's just a logic thing, so there's no.
Can I explain it?
I mean, you're in the timeout corner.
Yeah, you're in the glass prism box.
Looking at the corner.
Well, no, you're technically behind a wall of force.
Again, glass
I'm
prism
staring
box
at
thing.
the wall of force.
She turns around and says, "If you do that long enough, you'll go blind, and I'll have to fix that. Don't do that long enough."
Just like Blinky Bill.
So, Lewis, Lewis, you can explain it. Will, do you know it? Because either one of you can explain it and pass it along, but I just need an explanation.
Basically, what you do is you pick O in the center.
Well,
and
you said it's X. X goes first, so whichever one goes first.
No player going first as X is ever going to let you pick O in the center. That's the point.
Right. Again, there's no official tic-tac. Guys, you go first. This is the first step. Yeah. There's no official tic-tac-toe circuit, so it's possible both sides have happened. It's not like white always goes first in chess. That's just an established rule.
Yeah. But yeah, the point is, if you go first, you take the center, and basically you set up a... And I think you take one of the spots that's diagonal from it. Oh wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
you make an L with it. I wouldn't be able to explain it either, though.
Yes, the strat is you make an L. You make an L as going first. And if they get in the way of you making an L, it's a draw game. If you make an L, you win.
So what you do is you put it in the center, then you put it in one of the corners. Put the L, so you can either go left or you can go up, and they can't block both of them.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, do you want Bartok back or information? Before you answer that, Seth, highs or lows?
Dude, fucking god. Middle. Ha 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 ha.
I mean, sure, you could go for a 50.
What?
There is always an option. You can
Matthew, you're not supposed to give me this option.
I know you're joking. Now, actually, high or low?
Technically, 50 would be par of low, wouldn't it?
Don't worry, Seth. There's
and I have to vanish off again. I'll be back in a quick.
Don't worry, what?
Don't worry, there's a 50 on every dice.
50 on every die.
There's a 50 on one type of dice, but regardless.
Also, I don't have my headphones on, but I might want to do a game. I'll have to think about it while I'm vacuuming.
Yes, please do think about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, highs.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Aquaria chooses not to weigh in at this moment. But you hear, you might. Fine, you can have them back if you want. Make your own choice.
Oh, so I have to choose?
Yeah, do you want Bartok back or do you want information pertaining to your mission?
I don't know. Is Bartok still contemplating?
That was your question. You have chosen.
What?
No, I actually didn't hear what they said, so they have not chosen anything yet.
No, I asked how Bartok's doing. Is still contemplating.
Bartok is still. I mean, you could also ask for Gavlon to be able to play games for you, which. I mean. A battle
All right,
of cards.
I'll take the Kentucky Fried Chicken to go.
Okay, Gavlon, you can play games against me. Have fun.
Do I go now?
Yeah.
Well, technically, you're still under my service because you have like 50 more stacks of lost games that you'd have to clear.
What I meant was, do I now play a game?
Yes, you can now play a game. And since you're already in the hole, they don't have to win you back if you lose. Fun fact.
I choose checkers.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. The Matt has canonically declared I always win at.
I said you always preferred checkers. You have... I'm not going to ask highs or lows. I'm going to ask, do you want 1 through 25 or 75 through 100? If you get this number, you lose.
What? Well, I always choose high, so high is...
Back to 100?
So getting it at this point is bad, so I choose... Oh, you already rolled.
Yeah. You said high it is, so...
I didn't say... I always choose high. But I was going to say, choosing high is bad in this case, so I choose low.
Okay, I'll re-roll with that knowledge.
Reminder, Braswell loves you.
Braswell loves that.
Yeah, well, the good news is nothing bad happened.
Oh, Gavelot, it's okay. You lose some, you win some of them. Come here. You're my little PogChamp. Good job. Yeah, I'm not taking him back, so he sort of gets free play.
My life has been...
Just as pure curiosity.
Yes.
How many times has he won versus lost?
Actually, he won that game 75% of the time. He just got unlucky.
Mm.
So you rolled it where I lose 75% of the time.
No.
No, it's a 50-50
if you don't
shot.
get the 25% of your choosing, you win. Which, it's a percentile dice, so if 25% of the time you'd lose, that means 75% of the time you'd win.
Oh, you know what? Damn, I just thought of a really good one. I thought a really good game to be funny.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Rochambeau.
Are we popping on face cams?
Gavelon?
Yes.
Who are you challenging to Rochambeau?
Big Balls Bobby.
What?
Okay. Roll me a fortitude save, DC 45. He'll go first, but he has big balls, so if you don't back out...
So I go first?
You go first. DC 45 fortitude save. Well, you get kicked first.
Well, guess what? Guess what, buddy?
Oh, that's bad. That's very bad.
Oh boy.
That is very bad. Aside from the fact, rule number 2, Gavelon.
Okay.
But
I mean, he's already in the hole.
Well, I mean, no. rule number 2 is not re-roll and you'll get doomed. It's use any hero point or potestas or any fate changing ability. So, generally speaking, you win the game, you get doomed 1, but you also probably are more valuable to her when you're not closer to death, so she'd remove that out of the pittance.
Oh, I thought that the thing was only for the hero point.
It's any use of a hero point, since that in itself is using an ability to change fate. Potestas uses a hero point, changes fate, that whole thing.
I thought it was going to be really clever where we do the kick in the balls game. I cannot be kicked in the balls.
Free.
Yeah, you sort of get out of that for free because you're more useful to her when you're not permanently on the brink of death.
Balls, haha, funny.
Jesus Christ.
So, Gavilan, what do you want? Information or your friend?
I would like to free Bartok. Even though this
Red Rover, send Bartok right over, and she picks Bartok up and throws him at you.
He's talking and just goes.
Even though this fate I have chosen is supposed to be fine, and I am definitely not complaining.
I mean, I love that you don't complain.
I am going to get food.
Okay. So, who's next?
I mean, I did say I was gonna do something when I came back, so.
Well, what game do you want to play, Alvaro? It can be anything from tic-tac-toe to almost starting interdimensional wars. So generally, if it's in between those two, it's a good game.
So am I hearing like it's either those two or
No, it's any game between tic-tac-toe, as simple as can be, and interdimensional war starting conflict.
It's literally anything.
And you get to specify the rules and regulations of it, who she's allowed to pull from and who she's not allowed to pull from, what the rules of the game are if that's not clear, what game it is, if it's a particular genre, and generally speaking, it's going to be a fair challenge. You will have a likelihood to win, and sometimes might even walk away with an instantaneous win based upon what you choose. However, the 2 rules to follow are, don't complain, and do not use hero points whatsoever. Neither of those... Complaining isn't instant death, but it's close to it, and don't using hero points it'll just give you the doom condition, which, if you win the game, you can always remove instead of getting something else. But, essentially, Keats sort of gave it the right idea. This is sort of like a Davy back fight, where you get something if you win, and you lose something if you lose, and you can only get back what you lost if you win, so...
Foxy Rasma always cheats.
Did I go next?
Because I was almost gonna go for the goofy whole hot potato thing, but then I remembered we had a whole thing that what was it that we were playing last time in like that little training thing, tennis or something?
Yeah, like, it was tennis.
Maybe you should choose something.
Play tennis?
Waluigi.
I mean, can give it a shot. I don't see why not.
Well, I feel that the only person that is capable of facing someone of your level of skill in tennis would be... she snaps her fingers and, like, the protagonist from Prince of Tennis pops in. This guy. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to even acknowledge who he is. But he is the best tennis player I can think of, so I feel this is a fair match.
Oh no, it's Waluigi crotch chops.
Alvaro, you can make anything of this following list. Reflex, athletics, or acrobatics. Or you tennis lore, if you have tennis lore, which no one does.
So...
Because tennis don't exist.
And you are looking for a DC 45.
Okay, what are the rules?
Reflex, acrobatics, or athletics. Or I guess you could be sneaky and like do a bunch of trickery with stealth or thievery.
Lord.
Because technically, there is an old phrase. It's not play fairly, it's play to win. And there's an old phrase, if you're not cheating, you're not playing to win. She will never cheat.
I
But, yeah.
might just go for reflex, because that might be my better one right now.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it probably better one right now.
Wonderful. So what piece of information would you want to know? Or do you want to clear that doomed from Bartok are one of the 49 remaining stacks of Gavilan's free will? I don't free the 49 stacks. He's fine. He wants to be here, right, Gavi?
I love my eternally painful life.
See, perfectly happy.
Syndrome is a myth.
Let's see here.
Gavilan, you get a hero point for that joke.
Has any of us even gotten the information we need, or is there still some we need?
Well, I mean, the best place to look is the museum. You know that there's a piece of information that can be used with admin permissions to shut down the robots. But you need the admin permissions. You know the admin permissions are somewhere in the museum, but not necessarily do you know if the admin permissions are... there's other things you can find out, like how to stop the reactor, where is the reactor, how would we do the emergency shutdown sequence and also free up the reactor, because the best way of freeing up the reactor is just to fight the main guy and destroy him, because he is the safe switch. I guess I answered one of your questions in that, but technically you can go with that one if you want, or you can ask any question. Technically, it doesn't even have to be related to this whole thing. You could ask a question about anything. It's Pharasma. She pretty much knows it all.
I was gonna say, as tempting as that is, I'm probably gonna have to put that on the back burner and just go with what was explained.
Okie dokie. Well, anyone else want to play a game? Technically, Bartok will have that doomed condition until he plays that. Until someone plays a game again.
I guess I can play a game again. No one's gonna.
Well,
I got this.
Oh, of course.
So I got one for you. I have an offer. See, I've got this envoy who really needs to get some fresh air. And I know that one of the conditions of losing a game is to owe you a favor, but how about this instead? Given that I know the ground that we stand on here, how about I have him owe you a favor outright? To be paid at a later date. And just this once. Everybody lives. No chance of death to the void or anything from any of the future games that are played in this room on this day. Sound like a deal?
I would not mind said deal. However, the rules of the reset realm won't allow it. The games are a mandatory part of the effort, and I would love to accept a favor outright, but I am as bound by the rules of this place as you are, if not more so. For instance, there is no rule saying you all cannot cheat, but I am not allowed to cheat. Essentially, I would love to accept your deal, but I can't do that at this point in time. If you leave and we make that deal using my Envoy of Gavilan, I can give you information that way, but not exactly here. The rules of the Reset Realm are absolute and are bound through everyone equally. And I want to emphasize that the way I see things going, this is not the first or last Reset Realm. Well, this is the first, but not last Reset Realm you'll have to navigate through.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so here's how I'll do this, if you don't mind. I'll have him, as my envoy, play a game on my behalf. If that's okay?
That's fine.
Do I have your permission to bring him here expressly?
As long as he doesn't do anything that endangers the state of this realm in a significant fashion.
Given what I wanted from my request, that's not going to happen, so...
Yes.
I mean, it's not... no danger is going to come to anyone if I have my way about it.
And I hope he won't have something he's very good at.
I'll go ahead and whip out a card of gate.
Okay.
And, proceed to open up a portal from here to the subspace realm that I created for Matt that Reeve's currently hanging out in.
Mm-hmm.
And then call out, "Hey, Reeve! Got a different game for you to play for a second." And he's like, "What?" "Come here." And he's like, "Tell me first, damn it." No sub games. Tell me what you want, Zeros. Play a video game of your choice versus any one of your choosing that Farazna can pull out.
Well, equal challenge rating, of course. So, not an easy cakewalk, given it doesn't sound like this man's quite into easy cakewalk victories.
Fair enough, says Reeve. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Just a moment. Pushes a few buttons, suspends his game state, and walks through the portal.
Well, what game would you choose?
He sits there, his purple hair that hasn't been washed in the last 2 days due to him having a binge session. Looking greasy as all hell. I'm sorry, I don't look presentable, my bad.
No, it's fine. As long as you can play and win, everything will be forgiven.
So, we're gonna go with...
Sweaty gamer over here.
I've played Zeros and Blaze Blue enough times to basically be his peer at it at this point. So, yeah, I'll pick that. Give me the same guy that he played against, that he just told me about over the comms.
Well, it's a different champion for this game. Well, you know, I will give you a same level of opponent, and...
Fair enough.
Zeros, is there any significant modifier difference I should be aware of?
Oh yeah, it's going to be an unlimited match, so expect infinites that last forever, massive health bars, and the game going to time, usually. If somebody doesn't get caught in an infinite.
Oh, no, I more meant like any difference, reasonable difference between your reflex or Zeros' reflex and Reeve's reflex in this form.
Reeve has what's called a twitch reflex. It's only specific to his fine motor skills, but he's the guy who fixes the hardware end of things.
Okay.
And is a way better typist than I am, to put it simply.
In that case, just don't roll a 1 and I'll call it even. I just want to know what DC to set. Well, I set
same
the DC.
One that you.
Oh, same one.
Same DC.
Okay,
48.
That's fine. Okay, so technically the thing I agreed to, which I guess I technically agreed to it based on the fact I'm coming to this realization now, is, yeah, that everybody lives as possible. So I still can't give you the file itself, but what other questions do you have?
Any question that anyone else here can ask, that they're willing to take whatever non-death or nullification related risk that you have in mind for them involves.
Well,
Also, Reeve, you owe Farazna a favor. And he's like,
Oh yeah, I technically guess I win something in return. So yeah, I guess based upon the rules of that particular unwritten contract, we don't have to play games for information at this point. But if we do too many questions, especially frivolous questions, that might change. So I will let you know when that changes. But for as long as your worlds today last, there will not be any deaths in this realm.
excellent. Oh yeah, Reeve, you're not sending a robotic envoy this time. You're actually gonna go and do the work yourself. And he's like, "What did you say?" No complaining, Reeve.
You just voluntold him to work for Pharasma on a mission. Yes, yeah, no, this is a fair trade. You get what I consider to be 10 frivolous, worthless questions for the current situation before she will cut off questions for the day. Now, important, relevant questions are infinite. I'm going to give you guys some time to cook, and we're going to take our first break of the day. So we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, we are back to the wonderful, wonderful reset realm. But 10 frivolous questions for free. And an unlimited amount of important questions. So, important questions first. Who's up?
Her measurements.
I said important questions first. You already know that, by the way.
Vital. Can you eat the stem of a strawberry?
I mean, you can, but why would you?
Because I don't want to bite around it.
It's fine.
Yeah. No.
Make sure there's no bugs.
Yeah,
I can rip off but the little stem part.
Nah, I eat it. I eat the whole thing.
The stem won't kill you, Gavilar or Keat. If the stem would kill you, then that wasn't a gift you got. That was a death. That was a death trap.
This was a bad bag.
I mean, I guess depending upon the pesticides, you could get sick if they didn't wash them, but they looked pretty washed, so you should be fine. So, Zeros, do you have any vital questions?
Yeah, what form does the puzzle at the museum take as far as the style of it?
So, I think there are two ways of getting to the answer, and that is throughout the museum, there is a audio guided tour that will give you hints and are various numbers and letter sequences. And based upon a chart in the museum, if you put in the various number letter sequences, you should come to a 4-digit code given to you as a set of 2 digits at a time. Or if you've ever heard of baseball, you find the scores hidden throughout the museum, plug them into a score chart, and you have your answer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that.
Sounds good. The audio tour, it's easier to find them when you have the audio tour, because sometimes they'll outright say them. Otherwise, you can just poke around and find the numbers written somewhere on the walls or the exhibits. However, the exhibits are look at only, so you might encourage the wrath of not just the creatures protecting the museum, but also Abadar has quite some investment in that museum, so respect the laws of the deity of civilization is generally a good thing to do.
Understood.
However, the other thing I guess I should mention is I don't know where you would find the actual audio guided tour, because I used to keep them here, but I haven't been restocked in a while, and you are not the first person to try and attempt this.
I'll check back in with the library. Maybe they have it in their audiobook section.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a way of looking at it.
I got an invite to come back there, given the last time that we checked in over there, so maybe I'll make an introduction there next.
Of course.
Okay, someone else can have a go.
Once again, you get 10 non-important questions. So, use important questions first, then figure out a way to fairly divide up the non-important ones for you. Who has an important question? I know pretty much anything about it based on this file, but
it's the best way. Is there like an override code or anything for the big AI that'll work?
Not for the big AI itself, so I guess that's not a repeat question. Repeat questions are counted as irrelevant, by the way. But the big AI is the sentient form of the AI itself that has admin permissions. So I guess you could get into a duel with it over the full access of admin permissions, turn it into a regular bot, and then do the emergency shutdown again. But that would probably include actually physically fighting it. Because a lot of the actual admin permissions it gained through fighting the previous administrator who was not a robot. Or, I guess at this point, who was the previous Archon unit.
So no, like...
So I could just, like, if I got access to it without the physical form of the Archon robot being there, I could just reboot it into safe mode, right?
Well, you could reboot all of the non-Archon units. The shutdown sequence doesn't work on admins themselves. So, this would be a way to make it so that you could more easily tango with the Archon, because the Archon unit is usually accompanied by a Brewmaster unit. The Brewmaster unit itself does not have admin permissions, but is essentially the machine that makes all the other cogs move. So it would be an easier fight, but the Archon is more of a person than you are a robot, if that makes sense.
Could we try asking about weaknesses?
That can be negotiated with.
Yes, they can be negotiated with. So there are particular strengths and weaknesses of each Archon unit. Given this one is new and hasn't popped into the complaint department yet, so I have not gotten a chance to play games with it or interview it. I don't really have any particular strengths or weaknesses, in other words.
You're master of fate, you know everything.
Yes, I do know everything except for when it comes to people who can fuck with my fate, and that man is one of them.
Okay, the new Brewmaster?
Oh, no, the Brewmaster is a machine. His fate is pretty easily determined, but the Archon unit, like I said, is more of a person than you are a machine.
Wait, so you mean he has my talent as well for literally messing with somebody's fate?
Yes.
That's
the
interesting.
The Archon unit's basically an automaton, and Potestos is available to all of the creatures of Golarion. However, its ability to be given to creatures on Golarion is randomized. I have no influence over it, nor does any other deity. And the people who maximize the Potestos they have end up coming to be people like Nethys, Caden, Kalian, and Aridin.
Yeah, mine didn't turn out to be random. They're an outright manifestation of my being, so I guess people's knowledge may vary. Anyway.
Well, you're a special case in general, but most interplanar beings that are able to take on a planar form get that ability. I mean, theoretically speaking, Caden, Kalian, Aridin, and the like were originally interplanar forms like myself, who had gone down to a mortal form. Given there is no consensus on that understanding yet, and since this is all still talking about how the Archon can do it, I'm not counting that as irrelevant.
Alright, what's going on? I just got back.
So, that was an above board thing. And we are asking for Asma those questions. So, again, relevant ones first. We'll do the irrelevant ones as, it's been divvied out. So, any other questions?
Are there any of Nihil's allies that might want to interfere in us rebooting that are on the island or abroad at the moment?
Well, I would hazard to guess the answer to that is yes. I don't sense any fates of Nihil soldiers colliding with you at this moment in time. So if there is anyone capable of stopping you from overriding the shutdown, for overriding the current situation, it would be someone on your level of fate manipulation.
I pull out from my pocket dimension pocket of contracts. The one from the tiefling woman that greeted us on the shore. Yeah, this is the only person we've met so far that fits that bill, and I have it in writing here that she's not going to mess with us until we're making our exits. So
that makes sense.
yeah, there is someone here who can mess with us. We were just wondering if there was anyone else. That's all.
Well, I mean, theoretically there is, but I wouldn't know the full answer to that situation, since keeping track of one of you guys is actually a good way of getting one of you to use your abilities. So I tend not to try and keep track of the people who I can't track effortlessly.
Do you want to keep track of me for the time being? That's an option, you know.
It wouldn't be the worst thing. However, there are consequences to me doing that. And one of those is I have been told by other deities that when my eyes are settled on someone, their fate becomes much more dire. So I tend not to stare.
Understandable.
It can actually get quite lonely if you think about it that way. Of course, the other buildings that have relevance do have relevant things in them. So, while I have talked about the museum, you know about the Welcome Center, there's still the research factory, the actual brewing factory, the control center, which I think someone's already in, a couple of numbnuts. And finally the research offices, which are a bit different than the research center. Research center is more for the boots on the ground scientific labor. Research offices are more for the officials of the business's bureaucracy that make more broad decisions, which is still a controversial decision at any point in existence. So, would you like to know about any of those buildings?
Sure.
The research center, last time they checked in, which was about a week before the current Archon unit took place, was working on. She pulls out a page. Weapons of mass destruction? That's not right. That is what they reported, and they do have to report to me, so yeah, do with that what you will. The research offices, last time they reported it on me, record profits. Don't like those two things going together. The research factory was. Oh, wow. Machines capable of using weapons of mass destruction. Again, does not go well with record profits. And finally, the actual brewing is slow acting poisons on top of alcohol that can be used as a weapon of mass destruction. I think something is wrong here. Now, fortunately, none of these things have been successful. About a year back, Archon hasn't checked in, so hopefully, no weapons of mass destruction in this brewing factory, especially the non-biological or chemical warfare types. But yeah, that's basically what the last Archon said before he died. He was working on weapons of mass destruction. So do with that what you will. Also, record profits. So do with that what you will as well. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Given the current circumstances, where would the ledger be held? Because if they are potentially selling these, as indicated by
that would be more in
record
the research
profits,
offices. So that would be a good thing to look at. Because then you might be able to find out where they went, if they went anywhere. Like I said, this was a week before the new Archon unit took over, and usually new Archon units are more stable. That's why they end up winning those decisive battles. The system usually self-regulates itself, but this one seemed a little off. He didn't report in immediately, which is not a good sign. It's majorly the record sales when those things are being pumped out that worries me, because most Archon units try and create some weapon of mass destruction before they get killed. I mean, if you think about it, wouldn't you want the best weapon in the world if someone was going to try and kill you soon? I mean, theoretically speaking, you would be paranoid because your programming is faulty, because you're human in a robot body, and it's a complicated mess. Most automatons don't really have mental capacity of free will for a reason. Yeah. Well, I mean, they have the illusion of free will. But, some deities get mad when you say that. So, regardless, any other questions, comments, concerns? If anyone wants to know...
And when you do pull it off, you get something like a champion of a deity that wishes that they were a bard instead, whose favorite instrument is a kazoo. Yeah. Who plays it horribly, I might add.
Yes, again, I believe the person you're talking about is an android. I'm more speaking of automatons. Androids are far more complex. Automatons are more of your armored, your moving armor type thing than your humanoid. So, yeah. The Archon unit is an automaton, not an android, just to be clear. Whereas an android would have things helping it at every move, automatons are more equipped with special weapons based upon what forms they tend to amplify. Laser eyes, heat vision, having the ability to turn your right arm into an axe, various things like that.
Cool.
They can fly, they can not fly, they can be large, they can be small. The automaton is a bit more... It has a bit less ability to be sentient with a bit more ability to be customizable.
Earlier, you gave vague numbers about the amount of enemies. Could you be more specific?
Well, at most, 200 of these robots are authorized and capable of combat roles. But theoretically speaking, 50 of these robots in a panic could cause a hazard. Or 50 of these robots operating as normal with standard deviations could cause a hazard. So...
Well, I can do anything else.
Is that all of the relevant questions? I mean, you guys tend to think, what's your favorite flavor of pudding a lot before you realize what you're thinking of. So, you want to know favorite flavors of pudding?
No. production lines for these potential WMDs? Would there be specific sections of each of the facilities that we would want to focus our attention
all
on?
of the factories are producing some sort of WMD, and all of the research facilities are said to be doing so as well.
Is there a specific part of those facilities, though, that we should focus on?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to do this to you, but that is a repeat question I just answered. I just said all of them. All of it. So, -1 personal frivolous question.
So, above table, Matt, you didn't
Above
quite...
table, I just said that twice, so...
Oh, okay, so hang on. So, the answer is the entire thing.
Yep.
Okay. Because that was not clearly explained. Otherwise, I would have tried to...
Fine, I'll give it back to you, but...
Yeah. That's why I was like... Because you would think it'd be like, okay, so like, the production line in this section of the building is the one that's apparently having the WMDs made. Would be, like, we would focus on like half of this building or a quarter of this building.
I guess I see the logic behind that now. I guess the missing piece is earlier I said there were reports were working on WMDs, robots capable of wielding WMDs, and working on a slow-acting poison capable of being used as WMD. So,
yeah.
And usually, if they don't list a list of things, they're working on one thing wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So, I see where the confusion happened now. Don't worry, I'll give you back that question.
Okay. As well as like, just confirming, making sure it's like, okay, it could be anywhere in the vicinity.
It's everywhere in the vicinity would be a better way of putting it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Glad we sorted that out.
Yes. Are we moving on to frivolous questions, or are we still in the important stage?
Wasn't there something about the president of factory? I'm trying to remember his name. Sven. Wasn't there something about Sven you were trying to figure out at one point?
I do not think Sven Roommaker is in the area now.
No. Alright.
I do think it's important that you think hard about where you might be, though. That's just a word of warning from a deity to acquaintances of the deity.
We could ask where they are then.
Like I said, I don't tend to keep track of people, especially when they tend to lash out at you violently for doing so. I mean, if you're willing to take the consequences for me, Gavi, I'll find out where he is.
That is quite literally my job. I'm already 24/7.
That would not be a frivolous question, by the way.
He's currently in a prison on an island colony, but he's also somewhere else. No. And the situation is complicated, but eventually we'll be returning to that prison, and that is likely where we will definitely encounter him, but we may encounter him before that.
She never called me Gabby. Doing this to embarrass me.
Or at least that's what the timeline mentioned about it previously.
I mean, that, like you said, he's both in that place and not in that place. So if you want the other location, how do you feel about suffering the wrath of Sven randomly for no reason? How do you feel about that, Gavilan? The best will save of the party, potentially?
Me have the best will save? Or you
have a legendary will save, so you could potentially get away with this with as little consequence as possible.
Highs or lows, Matt?
Highs, but if it's a 1 or 100, I reserve the right to choose.
The roll was an illusion. I want to do it. It's like how you flip a coin to know what you really want to do.
Okay.
So
I'm back again.
you're viewing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
He extends her palm and says, "Come on, hold my hands. No need to be a stranger."
All these things, like, you don't have to. She's doing this to embarrass me.
Yes, she is.
It very much is. I'm all for it.
I'm coming back to Gavilan being embarrassed.
Yes.
I hold his hand.
And Sven is back. So there is the Sven that's in the prison. Don't worry about that for now. Sven is also currently in a very interesting position. Well,
two sentences.
Well, particularly Sven is currently watching Aurora like a hawk.
A group of Svens is called a Norwegian.
What? First off, there's only two. You need at least three.
Norway, actually.
Oh boy.
I mean,
so he is both in prison and watching Aurora.
Well, that makes sense. The prison may or may not be his reset realm.
Whoa, that I don't even know what that means.
It means that Sven also has a reset realm.
I know what a reset realm is. The concept of the prison being his reset realm is what I don't get.
Well, it's not the same prison Zeros was thinking of, if that makes any difference. Meaning the rules of that prison were more of the match game format, which is still in. But a protestos ability, even as widespreading as the entire fate of the world, is not in itself a reset realm. But the Sven in the reset realm says, "Hello, Gavlon. It's been quite some time for you, hasn't it? Come here.
We met.
Sit down a while."
Have we met?
Make me a will save, Gavlon.
What?
Make me a will save, Gavlon.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I have
that do
good news and bad news. The good news is you're going to find out the rules of Sven Runemaker's reset realm. The bad news is
I am not in Sven's reset realm. I can do a hero point.
No, you can't because
you're in Pharasma's thing, and that the rules still apply.
I'm not in Pharasma's. I'm in Sven's.
Okay, I see both arguments, but I want you to explain. How are you going to use a hero point in Sven's realm, which is possible, while staying in Pharasma's?
Well,
you step over the line on the floor.
Oh, I know the answer to this question out of character. I just
I know the answer.
How about in order for him to influence me, I have to already be in some form in his realm.
I mean, that's true. That is, you are sort of dipping a toe in both. But
in order for me to, I have to be able.
Fair enough. I will allow you to re-roll it if you make a DC 15 flat check. No consequences, or you're doomed one, which isn't really a consequence because Pharasma can remove that.
Hey, Matt, can I take this one?
Damn.
I mean, yeah.
So the rules of Pharasma's reset realm say that I can't change my own fate. That means
Doesn't
that I can't
say they
change
can't
the fate
change
of myself. I can't change the fate of someone who I'm competing with if that would change my fate. It doesn't say that I can't change someone else's fate if it wouldn't change my own.
Well done. That is
the loophole.
Correct answer.
I spend a hero point. You get to reroll.
Hooray!
Because my power is degenerate because it can be used to help allies and harm enemies.
Yes.
Gotcha. 101 remaining.
Another will save. Oh, I rolled a 2 last time.
No, you rolled an 8.
Then you just need to roll a 10 to succeed.
You rolled an 8. Now you rolled a 12.
I did my best. I have no regrets.
Don't worry. Hey, Gavilan, there's always a way out of a reset realm. If you find out the rules before you're going to have to enter it, means you have time to prepare against them. So, Pharasma can pull you out when she needs to, but she said you are going to suffer the consequences for her. So she has to let you stay there for a bit. But we'll pull you out before you actually get fried.
Okay.
Well, Gavilan, it seems you've been missing a lot of your memories, so more than I was expecting, but yes, we have met before. I am Star Runemaker, and, well, you know me as Nihil's primary source of envoy, or herald of sorts. And, well, in my reset realm, I choose not to take on another appearance, but you've probably seen me in another form somewhere. I am the denizen of fear itself.
Guys, it is taking all of my effort not to just immediately press the attack button.
It's like pressing X to doubt. Everybody immediately smashes it. Only in this case, it's everybody spamming square to kill something.
But before you use it, let me go over the rules here. First, all attacks you make can be sent at a reflection. Well, reflection's the wrong term. An illusion refragmented into that of me, but is in actuality a potential for it to be an ally. No matter how near or far, any ally can be caused harm through your engagement. That's rule 1. Rule 2 is you will your reality. The truth is all an illusion, a lie, a grandiose scheme to make you believe what the gods believe. In this realm, your truth is what you can will into reality. This means my illusions are much more potent, but it also means your ability to get rid of illusions or create your own, even if you do not possess the necessary skills, can be augmented. And rule number 3, the most important rule, there are several flames throughout the vicinity of this realm. Do not disturb, touch, or influence them, or you will be disturbed, touched, or influenced. Which sounds really weird the way I put it. But more what I'm saying is, you put out the flames, you die. You punch the flames, you punch yourself, and you make the flames a certain way, and you yourself go a certain way. Oh,
there's a pot.
In order to snuff out my flame, you'll have to snuff out those flames. It's a little bit of an unwritten rule, but if you feel like killing any of your allies, go ahead.
What a fool you are. I'm a god. How could you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. How could you...
I'm saying this out of character just really fast. There's a potential he's gonna jab his diamond buddy and he's gonna fall on his knees crying.
Well, yeah. I hope it's Shadow.
What?
Fun fact, it is whoever you want it to be the least.
No!
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I'm immortal to your BS.
Well, actually, now I don't really care about you. That was out of character, but not Snickerdoodles.
Yes, the dog of your childhood that survived the entire eradication of your homeland, Snickerdoodle, will be my first target.
Not Big Balls, Billy!
Oh, come on. Don't try to goad away, Snickerdoodle. We both know you love that thing.
No recall or intervention can work in this place.
What do you mean, no recall or intervention can work in this place?
Oh, this place just made me think of Dagoth Ur, so I'm just quoting some of his lines.
You comparing Sven to a Daedric prince is music to my ears.
He's not Daedric. Bad lore, Matt.
Oh, right.
He is.
I am only slightly enthused. I know who you're talking about now. That guy is.
He is the eternal sleep.
One of the three weird. He's sort of like Vivek, right?
Again, he is the eternal sleeper who has awoken.
Ah. So.
It's a cat
yes.
check. Are you still there, Seth?
Yes.
Nerd out.
Cat check.
Me, on the other hand, is comparing this to the Daedric Prince of Madness.
There's a waking world and there's a sleeping world in Elder Scrolls, and he's inverse for stupid reasons. So when you there's no body, he disappears because he woke up.
So the Elder
Nice.
Scrolls is a lucid dream for some, and just a dream or nightmare for others.
The deepest lore of Elder Scrolls is quite literally the dream of an elder god.
I'm not surprised.
No,
With how insane things go.
Sit
Makes
down,
sense.
have some tea. Don't worry, I'm not going to poison you. Literally, one of the downsides to killing you here is you're going to stay here forever, and I don't want your company. Because, no offense, you're a little too nice for my taste.
Oh, thank you. I would love some tea.
Of course. Would you like green or... Nah, I'm kidding. I only have chamomile.
Can I will it to be green? Is that how that works?
You can always try.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Make me a will save.
I know.
I love the shuffling sounds.
Unfortunately, it's chamomile.
I'm rolling bad with performance. Actually, out of
sounds like a skill issue, buddy.
Actually, out of curiosity. Oh no, that's bad anyway. Never mind.
You rolled lower.
While I have you here,
more.
Where else am I?
What?
Come on.
Hello?
Now. What?
I said, what?
Well, I have the feeling you were snooping on me. Did you see the other version of myself?
He's sipping his cup.
Come now. There's no need to be shy. I am quite amenable, am I not?
I mean, I don't really know you, maybe.
Again, this is a question. It can turn into a demand. So please, answer my question. Did you see me anywhere else? This is the last time I ask it as a question.
No.
Fair enough. We want to play hardball, don't we?
Did I? Did I, Matt? Did I?
Yes.
You did not answer the question, so yes.
I said no.
Oh.
Yeah, he said no like twice.
Yeah, he did say
you
no
sure
twice.
You would have lied to someone in the own realm?
Is that a lie? Because all I remember is I saw him in prison.
You saw him here, and you saw him watching Aurora like a hawk. That is a lie.
Well, I don't know where that is.
I mean,
that is true.
No, you do know where that is. Aurora's back in Talvor in the capital. You know exactly where that is.
Oh, I did not know that. Yes.
I forgot about that.
I
I thought she was still in the Time Lost Isles.
Could potentially lie to him.
Oh, okay. I will lie to the man.
So, roll me performance. Since you're a polymath, you can do it that way.
Rasmus doesn't like.
You're looking for a DC 52.
Let's try.
I mean, there's the 52 exact.
Let's see.
Phrasma doesn't like when I lie. Soap in the mouth after you're done.
That's an interesting thing. So Phrasma is trying to suss out where my reset realm is then. Which I don't think that's too relevant at this moment in time.
Didn't she already know that?
I mean, she doesn't tend to watch. I tend to lash out when she does.
Very loud.
What?
very loud sipping.
So, I have other questions. Primarily, you don't like playing along with your leader's game, do you? You want my
Like,
mistress destroyed permanently, do you not?
I pretty much. Oh, this brute has a saddle. I mean, pretty much.
So why follow him? Why do what he asks?
Rasma asked me to.
Did she ask you to follow him? Or did she ask you to destroy my mistress?
Well, she asked me mainly to follow him. In fact, she kind of phoned me up specifically to say that.
Why do you think that is?
Leave a seat on this bridge.
Hello, special guest Christian.
Why do you think that is, good sir? Why do you think your lady is so interested in following his plan?
I learned a long time ago not to ask questions about what she does.
Oh, interesting. I always heard a different story about her servants and pets.
Okay, I mean, I don't really care about that, but alright.
I guess Salim is the odd one out.
You
I have
have
other
faced
questions.
Sven has faced the most difficult judge of all in indifferent Gamelon.
Yeah, no.
So, other things.
He's counteracted Gavelon's Facebook post. No!
Other things I'd like to ask while I have time. I think I have a few more minutes before she can pull you back out. And, well, like I said, I do not want to kill you, so she might try and fish for information with you being here. Why don't we go a bit further? Firstly,
I'm gonna
I'd
try the
like
teeth.
to know why.
Oh, that.
I guess it's green
That.
now.
It's somewhere between those two numbers.
I guess I'd like to ask, why even bother to fight to save everything? I know it's your job, but would you be doing this if it wasn't your job? Are you that inclined to be a hero?
Yeah, you're a few millennia too short to be asked that kind of question to me.
No, I don't think I'm 2 millennia short. You still have your free will, even if it's being constantly tugged each and either way. So, would
So what?
you, without your mistress's commands, be fighting me or my mistress? Or would you enjoy what time you had left?
I mean, probably that's kind of what I was doing beforehand, if memory that does not exist serves.
So it is by her beck and call that you fight us.
I mean, I sort of had the exact opposite.
Oh, I misread the situation. Well, second question then.
What I said was,
green tea over chamomile?
I just wanted to see if I could change it.
That is actually rather smart for you. Not that you're unintelligent, just the fact that you chose to test the limits of this realm far before you'd have to use it. Most mortal men would not have that consequence in their mind, but you are the exception to many a rules for mortals. Third question. Do you have enemies amongst your friends? And I mean, truly answer me this. Do you hold or harbor any ill will against any of them?
I'm gonna lie again and say no.
What did you say?
That was to Matt. I'm gonna lie again and say no.
Okay.
Perforce! Dang.
Oh, so you do, don't you?
I can hero point in here. Yes.
Really? You don't hold grudges for anything they've done.
No, I mean, I've only really re-known them for like a week.
I guess that suffices for that answer. Fine. I guess we're playing this hard ways for me to get weaknesses out of you. What about your wife and children? Do you actually care for them?
I mean, not real. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to lie. Yes, I care very much. Shit.
Dear fucking god.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a shame. Means they're not bargaining chips.
I mean, I haven't even re-met them yet.
Yeah, well, I guess your paternal instinct is not quite very powerful, is it? Ah. Fine then, one final question. I feel your mistress calling you. And this is a question you do not have to answer. I just want you to know it.
I'm a bit disappointed because once I learned, I was like, wait, I can just not say anything and just wait this out.
Oh, no, he would have gotten really angry and started actually torturing you.
Sure, but I've been tortured before. I can hold out.
So, final question. Once again, I just want you to be thinking this. Why do you wish to hold the power you have over your own fate, your own destiny, from the rest of the world? That is what we fight for, Gavilan. Yes, we want to destroy this world, but so that we can create a new one, where everyone has the same freedoms as you and I. The freedom of our own destiny. Power restricted to special few and the gods alike. Goodbye. I
Krakatoa!
time to think about that. Boy, you did not do that.
What?
You did not actually do that, did you?
Yeah, I have the special thing where I can do it without in a surprise attack.
As these get pulled out, all you get is just cannonball to the face.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 people here tonight.
Oh god.
And we are going with I am not counted. Neither is Casual, who dropped in. So
I'm just here for the food.
You're here for the food and some.
2, Seth's 3. Actually, we'll do this 5 ways. I think Seth knows a little too much.
I forgot that.
So, actually 4 ways, because Keat's one of them. So, Bartok is 3.
No! Stop!
Lewis is 4. So... Oh, and feel free to take that crit, because this is going to be coming out of nowhere for you.
Well, it's a good thing that they
Hey, Zeros!
What just happened? I went to go grab my food.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So what happened was, I forgot that when you attack this guy, it hurts other people, and I attacked him as I was leaving.
Well...
Okay, so, hang on. So what's going on here?
Well, Carl, you're taking 111 points of damage.
Wait, really?
So hang on, wait. So Zeros and myself are both taking that, or are you re-rolling?
Subtract the 2.
Oh.
It is not as static as I make it sound.
Oh, so it's literally 4 minus 2, even though the second roll is a 2. That's that's fucked.
Meaning you probably have the highest statistical chance to get fucked.
Wait a minute.
It really does. Because, 3 minus 1 is 2.
He is
no, just the huge cannonball going through his, just non-vital area there.
Didn't we
Nice.
Didn't they establish that this would hit who I least want to be hit, which would be the dog?
I mean, you trust Sven?
You trust Sven, who's a freaking liar?
Absolutely.
Said that they work as long as they follow rules. He cannot lie about the rules of his thing.
Oh, it's definitely who you least want to be hit, and most of the time it would be the dog, but you want your paladin being hit in the middle of a war zone? You sure you want that?
Versus killing a cute dog?
I mean, everyone dies if you guys die, and if your paladin dies, you guys die, so...
I can heal people.
Yeah, but you can't bring back the dead.
But all I'm saying is, you said
Technically
something
done
else, but alright.
I mean, it's not like Carl can't get healed for that instantly. You're still in Pharasma's realm, and she didn't mean for that to happen.
Yeah,
but
so I'm just
as you get pulled back, and Pharasma points the finger at you and says, "Yeah, that's his fault. He's got an itchy trigger finger. I couldn't break that."
Yeah, it was literally just like I'm guessing what happened is like the cannonball hit his shoulder or something, and just sends him to the non-existent wall or whatever the hell it is.
Actually, more like it tore through the non-vital ligaments of your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're missing a chunk of your body at the end of it.
I'm just looking at the ground at my arm.
Oh no, guys. He must have had some special law in his realm.
Gavilan, he told you that if you did that would happen.
Yeah.
By the way, that's Pharasma saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, it's not like I can't fix that. I mean, it's not like the healing is one of my cleric specialties. But then she smacks you in the back of the head. Dumbass, don't do that next time.
That does. How are we gonna... Alright, guys, I learned a few things. That's one of them. Not sure how we're gonna fight this guy when the time comes.
I mean, you actually do know how to kill him in there. It's just gonna cost 8 lives.
Well, sure. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we throw him into the fire or something.
Interesting.
That'd be an interesting
thought.
I figured out madness.
So, before we go into the unimportant questions, because I think that's
hold on.
still important. Good. Yes?
So, when my ally got hit from essentially beyond the veil, could I tell generally where that was coming from?
His shoulder? It
No,
started at one end of his shoulder and went through the other. Like, the cannonball literally phased through his shoulder before anything else.
His arm went flying. It was amazing.
What would I roll to potentially trace where that came from?
I guess occultism might work. Religion's probably the safest bet. Or if you have the unified theory, of course, Arcana's right. And I'm sorry, I forgot your sheet. I will look that up so you don't have to. I am so sorry. Like I said, got hit in the nostalgia this week and got preoccupied. So
I'll have Alva roll religion.
Okay.
I'll roll perform.
Reset realms are an interesting phenomenon. They're not necessarily a space in between the worlds or in between in subspace, but they're not really anywhere. Their entire existence is in and of itself fabricated by the existence of the individual. It's theoretically possible that you could destroy Sven's reset realm by destroying his corpse. However, reset realms are an interesting bargain bag of various scandals and schemes on an interdimensional level. So, locating one isn't impossible, but it's pretty much you gotta trace their soul back to the realm after you kill them.
Is there no door to it like there is with Pharasma?
Because that attack had to come from Sven's realm to my ally that got hit by it over here somehow. That's what I'm saying.
That is so.
Like a tracer round.
Oh, in that case, I can more explain it this way. His Potestas was hijacked from somewhere, and that created the cannonball that went through his shoulder. He created it. He did that to himself. Based upon someone yanking the chain for him. If you were to trace the general location of the chain being yanked, it'd be more of a chaotic, evil-aligned realm, but not the one you're used to.
I just remembered Carl said
important question that I didn't have until now. Hey, Pharasma, can you retrace that to Sven's realm, and when you gate Gavilan out, gate me into there?
Gavilan's already out.
I mean, I can send you there. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yep.
Okay.
If I have to, I'll use my insurance policy. But this is the first of 5 things that I need to do in order to fulfill my contracts.
Okay. I mean, just so we're clear, you do know that you getting a second lease here if you die in a reset realm is much more complicated than the insurance policy.
Yep.
Fair enough. Just so we know we're doing this on even footing. By the way, the first step is a doozy as she sort of pushes you through a gate.
Yeet.
I will also say, unlike Gavilan, you start at the beginning of the maze, the prison realm he is in. It's not, like he said, if there were traps, he would have told you about them in the rules. And the traps are the flames themselves, so don't touch anything that gives you light, you're good to go.
I just want to say, I'm immensely funny that just a few minutes earlier, Carl said, "Oh, I'm untouchable. His power will never hit me."
And then it's just like Sven says no. It's like,
oh my heart, like
Testos wielding asshole.
So what are you doing here, Zeros? What?
Oh, I'm going to free Sven from the Conqueror Worm. The actual Sven. Not Sven the Conqueror Worm, but the host. Part 1 of 5. Yep, that's the goal.
I mean,
oh boy.
I've got the completed artifact in my bag, ready to go.
And you're gonna do this alone?
Yep.
Okay.
You can certainly try. You probably won't die as a result, but that is actually one of the secrets of Sven's prison realm. Regardless.
Dang.
We can come back to this later on after the main campaign session's ended if you want.
Yeah,
but right now I'm removing the party.
Yeah, well, we're here, and I am interested to see how you go about this. Because, yes, the artifact in and of itself would be able to override the control of the Conqueror Worm, but there may be more to it. It's a complicated mess. I want to see what you do. And that could completely ruin my entire plan if it goes through well, so I sort of can't wait till the end of session for this.
Derail back again.
You would technically make it so that Nihil would be in a different position, and this situation would fix itself.
Another multi-week break of him trying to figure out what to do next.
Oh no, you guys would just be going to the plane of water with a level up. You'd be avoiding a few bosses, that's all.
Sweet.
Which would mean I'd need the few months, so we'd be doing double Sundays.
Yay.
Of course, you know the dangers of this as well, if this goes poorly in and of itself, which, possibility. But, I like your gusto, sir. So, feel free to play the game. You've earned it. You are starting at the beginning of the maze. I do not have a map for this. The maze in and of itself is not hard to solve with the rules of the realm. If you make a single will save against that DC 52, you will get there without problems. If you just fail, you'll get there with a couple of hours of time. If you critically fail, you will get there in like 8 hours.
Sorry, my internet just blinked out for a second. What do I need to roll?
A will save. If you critically fail, you'll just give them enough time to do a long rest, which is not a good thing, but probably won't change too much. But if you succeed, you get there pretty much with no problem.
If we're rolling, you're gonna have to roll for me because I'm eating in the dining room right now.
No. Lewis is almost about to break this campaign, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Lewis is single-handedly about to destroy the campaign.
No.
So what if I don't try to brute force it?
I mean, if you don't brute force it, I mean...
Break it.
Well, I think he more means, what if I don't try and brute force the maze? Technically, the will save would be to navigate the maze anyways, because it's a maze of his own creation and molds through his will. So it'd be a battle of wills to get to him from where you're at.
Yeah, about that. I take out my prayer symbol / universal multi-sending zone.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a general sense of where he may be, or where I could reach him with a multi-sending stone, given that this entire thing is of his design and of his will? Just a general direction to send a message in.
The plane is sort of hard to put a compass rose to, but forward would be the best solution. All paths lead forward, in other words. The maze in and of itself is just a way to get there. So, point A and point B are basically just a straight line.
It's a will maze, it's not a physical thing.
I mean, the whole realm is someone's entire will and resolve, so... So, I guess you could do survival with that too, but, you know, whichever you feel more comfortable with.
I see.
And like I said, if you crit fail, just gives him time to prep, but he hasn't used anything yet, and I don't think he will. It's not that he thinks any little of you, it's just that he has plans, so. Did you want to send a message? Anything in particular?
Yeah. Hey, Sven. This is Zeros. Sven. The real Sven. Yeah, you know how I offered to help you earlier? You got time for a chat now that I'm here? I know that you were looking for Gavilan, apparently, when he reached out to you, but I went ahead and took this opportunity to step in myself. So, while I'm here, let's have a chat, shall we? I'm not going to try to brute force myself on you. If you want, I can just go away. But, I have an interesting proposition for you if you're willing to lend me an ear.
Fair enough, but you and I both know that you have the tools to brute force me if you so desire. If you are so resolved about not brute forcing yourself, I ask that, and a gate appears behind you, you throw those tools to brute force me back to that realm. Otherwise, brute force is all I can offer. I'm willing to talk, and I might be willing to listen. But I need to make sure that you're not tricking me. You don't seem like it, but, well, if we were in the business of trusting people and our enemy, and that could be our enemy, we would not be around very long, now would we?
I very much so agree.
Fair enough. Then we have a deal. I'm not saying you can't bring your weapons. You and I both know what we're talking about. I kept track, but didn't disturb you, if that makes sense.
Understandable. I was wondering why it was such a cakewalk.
Well.
You're a point. change fate versus his perception of the roll.
Okay.
Regardless, I'm going to spend a hero point again to make him roll with disadvantage versus that 40.
Okie dokie. Do I have Sven's sheet? This is the real question. I think the answer is yes. Like 90% sure I made it.
Alright, I'll help look.
I was hoping for a higher roll, like
Sure
maybe
higher than
a
the
10, but this is not going to be good if I fail this. Because my action here is that using deception, instead of throwing nibbles back through the gate, I throw my actual Type 4 bag of holding carrying all my supplies back through the gate, acting like it's Nibbles instead, patting him and saying, "Bye, Nibbles.
It's Nibbles?
I'll see you soon."
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, he is going to use Assurance Deception, and you will force him to reroll his Assurance Deception, which is a 46. So, come now. Don't be like that. You said you wanted to talk.
To you. The real you. And I can't do that while you're under mind control, naturally.
I think you misunderstand my, deal with the worm. Did you ask Avalon what I fight for in this realm?
We fight for the same ends, but to an opposite way of achieving them, honestly. I was eavesdropping.
You fight to...
I want to level the playing field as well, but rather than bringing everyone to the state of being powerless, I want people to be indistinguishable from gods. And I was wondering, maybe that fate might be interesting to the real you who decided to entreat with a conqueror worm to achieve that goal. What if I were to tell you that I can make it so that that conqueror worm was never able to compel you again? And that would be the only time that I'd ever be able to use this artifact against you.
I am wanting that. I just told your friend I fight to create a new world where we all are gods. And I fight this way, not because the Conqueror Worm bids it. The Conqueror Worm is a means to an end, and if you think I submitted to it, you are horribly wrong. Removing the Conqueror Worm from me will allow me to think more about my actions, yes!
Whoever said anything about removing the Conqueror Worm from you? I never said that at any point.
He knows about...
I know a lot about Conqueror Worms, buddy. And I know that they can compel their host. Now I know that this is also your reset realm, and that you're the dominant one here. What if I were to tell you that I can make it so that that Conqueror Worm that you're lending its might from, which, to be fair, you didn't need it to begin with, and you certainly don't need it with how strong you are now. But I do not seek to part you from it. I seek to return the reins completely to your control as they were to begin with. And I seek to do the same with every single one of your allies. And Nihil herself, even.
Just to be clear, you are telling me that this worm inside of me, you want to let me keep all of its power and let
you maintain absolute dominance over your own will. And that I have an artifact here that can be used to compel a person to do one action indefinitely, once. And I will use this artifact unabashedly for that purpose. I'll write it out in a contract, even. How about it?
I want to see the contract.
Sure, type of clear text work.
I would very much prefer if I were to make it and you were to go over it. I will not screw you over. Actually, if anything, you're doing me and my mistress quite a big favor. Once
Yeah,
again.
I know.
Okie dokie.
My
Well,
goal, you see, is to see that the timeline continues indefinitely. And you see, every time that something like this
I'm
happens,
back, I was
somebody
getting
comes
food.
along and mucks things up so horribly that decades of what this world's time would be passes before any progress can ever happen again. And I want to see that that's avoided entirely from here on out, which is why I came back to this world from being here before, like I was telling you the first time we met, for
I
that
see.
specific purpose. And you see,
Well,
I've been left to my own devices for long enough that I have the means now. To the point that I would throw my own supplies away to achieve that ends.
fair enough.
Yes, fair enough. You
I
see,
will
that
allow you
was...
to come here and observe the contract. It
You
will be
see...
exactly what we set in store, and nothing more. You are free to use legal lore, whatever lore you so choose, to check the contents of the contract.
Are you
I'm
lying
being
to me?
completely honest here with you, Sven. See, what I did there was I threw out my actual bag of holding.
Well, yes, I would assume you still had the tools, otherwise you wouldn't make the deal. But, again, review the contract for me, and if we are in agreement, then, well, quite simply put, I think some of your allies might consider this a stab in the back. But, thank you. Don't worry.
The gods are aware of what I'm doing anyway, and to be honest, I'm on a mission from above and below to accomplish it, so let's see that contract then. I'd like to rather not have to navigate through this maze made of your will to do that, though.
No.
If you could
He
make
just brought you to him to watch the view of the contract. You're fine. Like,
he just
snapped
said,
his fingers, brought you right into a chair where you can comfortably read the contract. And comfortably being the standard at which you are best able to read it. So, roll twice, take better result, add 2 to whatever you roll to read it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. Like, you are just going to give Sven primary control over himself again. You are not going to influence anything about how this true self controls Sven. You are not going to try and weaken or hamper his abilities.
That is correct.
Nor will you try to enhance or overtune his abilities.
That is correct.
And there is nothing that you did not yourself offer. However, this is a contract that you will be bound to. So, the minute you sign it, these are the rules and stipulations. If these are fine, you can sign, and what you do is complete.
Oh yeah, one moment. I'd like to add 2 stipulations to this. I'm not asking for anything from you directly in return for doing this, by the way. Everything that I have said up to this point is true to the best of my knowledge as to how this artifact works, based on all of the knowledge that I have ever collected on it, and Nihil's own personal use of it in a prior lifetime.
Fair enough.
The second stipulation is that, naturally, I would like my stuff back safely. I threw it through the portal, I didn't know where that portal went.
Oh, it just went back to where you were originally. I had every intention of letting you receive the goods after you were gone.
And naturally, I would like that in writing. That is all.
Of course. And as far as that first stipulation, I'm a little interested in that first stipulation. This is how it works to the best of my abilities.
Well, I told you that I was going to be honest with you and tell you everything.
I am aware of
Tell
that.
you what, let me restore will to you personally first, and make sure that you are the dominant before I tell you.
No. I think you misunderstand where this is going. I'm not saying this as in, I am not agreeing to that first stipulation. I am aware that this is the best it works to your abilities. However, that stipulation sounds like it is rife for abuse, does it not? Oh, I absolutely know the tricks of the trade of your devilish
So, the
lord.
artifacts can be used to compel someone to do absolutely anything.
I'm
I
aware.
have mentioned that exactly what I will do for it. I will make it so that you, Sven Runemaker, are the dominant will of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That you cannot be compelled, controlled, or otherwise unwillingly influenced by any internal influence that would take control of you, including Conqueror Worms. Now, you see how this works is that you would still control the Conqueror Worm, and the Conqueror Worm would still lend you its abilities, but you would be the one to make the shots. And essentially, if the Conqueror Worm were to try to force you to do something that you personally would not have to do, it would have to outpower the artifact. That's the best of its abilities.
So,
You see, it's not versus me that you're saving, it's the artifact. You see, you're trying to fight back versus the artifact in that case. Not me. I have no control after I use the artifact, see?
that is
It does
fine.
its thing, and that is it. And it can only do it once. But it follows that request through fully, completely, and in perpetuity if necessary.
That is fine. And, again, there's a stipulation for this contract being broken through no fault of your own already. So, I do not want to give you a further stipulation that allows you to feign ignorance. Not
So what
that
would you
I
like to
would
specify?
accuse you to do that. If this contract is voided unknowingly, not necessarily unwillingly, but unknowingly, then no party will be held responsible for the breaking of the contract. And if the contract is broken, any party involved in the deal will be placed in their patron deity's own circle of truth, and will willingly abide by the rules of it, and answer honestly. That is the
Broken by
stipulation.
whom?
Any party that breaks it, whether it be any parties involved. So if it is me who knowingly breaks it, then I will be forced to enter Nihil's circle of truth, and I will be punished for breaking the contract. If you knowingly break it, which does not sound like you are worried about knowingly breaking it, you would be put in Mephistopheles' circle, and he would judge you for it. You would not be punished by me, but by the Lord of Contracts, as this is his contract that we are going to be signing. The stipulation.
Whoa.
Well,
I
I mean,
say
his
pulling out
contract.
my own astral chart from my pocket. Given that this was the stipulation as to what I was here to do and how I am supposed to do it, I have absolute confidence in my lord. And then I close it up after he takes a look at it. So, without further ado, I say as I sign the contract, are we ready?
So there's no deception technique. This is all true.
I mean,
I am telling the truth as far as my character knows, and as far as the storyline did go in that timeline. Mm-hmm. See, the artifact was initially used for a malicious purpose.
Yes,
it doesn't have to be used for a malicious purpose.
That is also correct. However, Sven is paranoid. So he wants to make sure you don't have wiggle room to fuck around and find out, if that makes sense.
And I am intentionally tightening the contract to not give me wiggle room. That was my stipulations.
I am aware.
So, yeah, go ahead and sign it. and I make a copy of it for myself and send it back to him, as I normally do.
And he signs it.
This is more so a receipt than anything else,
He signs it, of course. Well, what are you waiting for?
I, Zeros Majir, hereby commend Sven Runemaker to be free from the influence of all internal influences that would take command over his free will, including, but especially, Conqueror Worms. I take out the artifact and use it.
Okay. Now, before I tell you what happens, Zeros, what were you expecting to happen?
I was expecting for it to seemingly do absolutely nothing at the moment that it happened. And that if the Conqueror Worm tried to do anything stupid, it would be punished by the artifact.
Well, there is good news. The Conqueror Worm will be punished by the artifact. There is bad news. The Conqueror Worm is in front of you now, not Sven. Which, you might want to get going.
I take the gate immediately.
That is the wise decision.
just does a moment. It's like,
there is a new game state for the board, by the way.
What happened? It's
not a good thing.
It's not.
No.
Let me guess. We have a live Conqueror Worm on the playing board now.
No, you're in check.
Oh shit.
Yep. So
King me.
This ain't checkers. We're playing 5D chess, Gavilan.
The only thing keeping you from being in checkmate right now is Sven does not know who the king piece is.
Well, why that does suck. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna try to be if this went too well because I don't want to take multiple month long break on this game.
No, we're not doing a month long break.
Regardless, I'm pretty sure today's session is over because this is going to be. Or do we want to do those 10 frivolous questions first?
I thought the frivolous were...
Yes, let's do those 10 frivolous questions.
So we don't forget that.
Measure me, now!
No.
I do have worse news. Bad news, everyone! Hey, Seth.
Bad news.
You feel compelled to ask who the king piece for your board is. Out of nowhere. You have no idea what that question means. That is the first question.
Oh, shit.
Wait, am I...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're being compelled.
Seth, will save. Will save, now!
Oh shit, hold on.
No, this is not a will save. They already failed that. This is
wait, what? I have no...
Mark, now you know Seth has that mark, but Aquaria knows Lapis is the king piece. We will see you next week.
Oh, shit. Okay, well...
So
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.